Welcome back, everybody. We're live again. And you have to watch because if you click off this video, your computer is going to blow up because we have this secret algorithm
Yep.
called the Corbomite algorithm.
Yeah.
You have to hit like as well. Otherwise, by the end of the live, your computer's going to blow up if you don't. So,
It's funny, we were gifted it when we started about 6 months in after we got our first few guests. And reportedly, although they're as I say, their PCs blow up, so we're not quite sure. Reportedly, it's about 6 million of our fans' computers. As soon as they leave the channel, they just explode. Like, everyone's fine, maybe, but the PCs explode. So it's worth just staying around. You know,
yes.
but it's up to you, right? We're not in charge of that.
Anyway, welcome back, guys. Today we're talking about the Corbomite Maneuver,
Hmm.
production run number 3 episode, or number 2, technically.
Yeah.
It's two, those two, three. It's 2 because after Where No Man Has Gone Before, because nobody had saw the
Yep.
cage. But if you look it up on Paramount Plus, it's episode 3,
Okay.
or it's episode 11. Sorry, it's episode 11 on. It's fucking
And 10
confusing.
on the
It's either
Blu-ray.
either episode 2, episode 3, episode 10, or episode 11, depending.
I said that to someone today, like, we're doing episode 10, and they're like, you just did episode 2. Uh-huh. Episode 3. Oh. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Not that I'm saying we watch them again, but it'd be interesting to watch them in the correct order and then the correct order and see
Yeah.
how the differences. If
Apparently, I
suddenly
was
the
reading
yeah.
that even season 2 and season 3 have them out of production order, but at that point, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This first little chunk of TOS is
Hmm.
where it matters because there's different changes, right? So, yeah.
Oh, and breaking news as of this second.
Dun dun dun.
I just got an email. I'm kind of surprised. Paramount is officially selling the entire seasons 1 to 5 Discovery archival collection, hundreds of outfits and props and costumes, including a standing amount of Klingon stuff, right now on a prop store, including stuff from all the seasons. Now, I might have to go in for some of that because let's be honest, who's going to spend that much money on Discovery stuff? My one chance to get a Discovery jacket and not be a crap one. But I'm scrolling
Yeah.
and the amount of Klingon outfits is a bit absurd. There's quite a few Stranger Worlds, original
Mhm.
versions, a lot of Discovery uniforms. Um, so there you go. Breaking news. I just got an email saying, yeah, there you go. So if you want a Discovery jacket and some future stuff.
Nice. 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 Nice.
Huh.
We'll go vote on the poll. The question is,
Ooh,
what do you
ooh.
think this episode should be? Episode 2 or episode 10? So production order versus release order. And it's split 50-50 right now with 16 votes. So I find that very interesting.
Babe,
Hmm.
do you want to get Zahil's out a jacket? Should we get justice for his outfit? His outfit probably is pink for some reason. I don't know if that was pink. So yeah, we could buy Zahil's outfit.
You'll have
Zahil.
to send me that link.
Yeah. Dear me.
Um, I wanna start the live off by
Oh.
showing you
Oh.
guys this. This is
I'll
a
start
book
sharing. I'll
called.
listen in, but I'll share.
Are you gonna listen? Okay. I want your thoughts on this. So, all right. Face of the Unknown. This is the sequel to the Corbomite Maneuver. This happens at the end of year 3
You.
of TOS. So basically, it there's problems with the Fesarius and the First Federation. They're having issues with another alien species. Turns out the First Federation is from another galaxy, and so we got to get on the Fesarius, and it's been expanded. The ceilings or the doorways are higher to accommodate Bailey because he was there for 3 years, and there's huge open parks and things like that on the ship because it's the Fesarius. It's huge. It's a mile in diameter, right? So, and anyway, so it ends with I'm not just it ends. Chekhov's going away to do security training, but his replacement, Lieutenant Eric's, is a hopeful, going to be a good member of the crew. So this is right before the animated series, of course, and turns out it's the First Federation that gives Starfleet holodeck tech, and it is going to be tested starship wide on the Enterprise, just the Enterprise, to increase the capacity and the the use of their environmental simulator. So that's why we see more advanced environmental simulator in the animated series as well. So it's got a really nice, like I buy that the First Federation would have holodeck tech and give it to the Federation. Oh, also Bailey becomes the ambassador for First Federation and Starfleet Contact, of course, because he's been there for 3 years. So, but a lot more happens in the book. There's just an interesting, that's in the last bit of the Captain's Log supplemental in the back of the book. Just those few little facts. So I thought that was cool. Yeah. Anywho's, hit the like button, guys. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification icon, do all, so you don't miss any content from us. And yeah, share the videos. Feel free to super chat or PayPal during these lives to let us know your thoughts and or feelings or reviews of this episode. We want to hear the things that we might have missed, the things you know about, don't know about, want to know about, questions, all that stuff. Super chat or PayPal them in. We do read them all on the air. Or just be part of the regular conversation. Don't forget at the end, we want your scores out of 10 for this episode, all that jazz. So support the channel, help us out, give us stuff to read so we can put your thoughts out there as well into the ether, and they'll be out there forever, hopefully, should YouTube live forever.
And it's worth noting we had our edited down review also earlier today. That was like a 40-minute recording. I edited it down. It's currently at 96 views in 2 hours, which is absolutely disgustingly bad. So go watch that, because it's different to what we say here. Only 500 appeals for the last review, which is also absolutely terrible. So do watch it, otherwise they go away. So, you know, watch it.
Well, they're not gonna go away. We're gonna do all of them.
Yeah, more than 96 people. Come on. Well, at least really, at least 3,000.
Most people don't know we're doing this yet. Most people don't know we're doing this yet. So we got to give it time to marinate. We're only on episode 3, so
or 10.
No, we're not on episode 10 yet.
That joke is only going to get old as soon as we do one more. There you go.
Yeah.
So Stuart,
but
I want to know specifically the second thoughts, because I know you first. So Stuart, what do you think of this episode, season 1, episode 3/10? And how does it feel on more viewing specifically, both having talked to me, the context of, you know, all that stuff?
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you feel? How is it?
It's still one of my standout TOS episodes. As I kind of said during our first review, there's a lot of visuals in this, the Fesarius, the small ship as well, Balok, both Baloks. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that pops into my head when I think of this. And when TOS is mentioned, it's the one that I think of just for some of those visuals, right? So I really do enjoy this one. Kirk is on point, I think. I love his interactions with McCoy. I think they're fantastic. Yeah, I think it's a fun episode. It's not as cerebral maybe as the other two. I mean, Where No Man Has Gone Before is kind of actiony as well. This is a different kind of action with the starship action, which isn't very actiony. They fire phasers, but you know, I don't know. This is one I really enjoy. I like the way Kirk deals with the situation. I love the stress that everybody's under and how that manifests itself in various characters. I still insist that Sulu should be paid double for his day at work here because he's doing all Bailey's work as well, which, you know, it's fine. Also, is it Lieutenant Leslie? Leslie should get paid double too because he's in red on the bridge and at the engineering station, and he's also down in a corridor listening to Kirk's announcement in yellow. So Sam said it's probably his twin brother, but you know. Lots of little things to notice in this one. The uniforms aren't quite there yet. I mean, Kirk's is, but some of the other ones aren't, and we will talk about that. So it's getting there. I do prefer this in production order though, than the release order. So I really enjoy this. I think Balok, both Baloks are quite interesting and intriguing, and just the First Federation, all the questions around that, like why is the ship so big? How advanced are they? What's going on there? Will they join the Federation, or since they're the First Federation, should we join them? I don't know.
Are we officially the second Federation if we join them?
Exactly. Federation 2.0. They do say we're encroaching on their territory, but I also believe that's a bit of a bluff, going along with the whole testing that Balok was doing of them, which everything kind of, you know. So it'll be interesting to see. This book, although Beta Canon does have some interesting facts in it about, you know, Blueprint of the Galaxy and stuff, and I like that because that makes a lot of sense. That's why they're not really a presence in any other Star Trek.
And I said that yesterday, not knowing where it was from. I guess that had connected with me in some way over the years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You mentioned the Andromedans, so but yeah, I really like this episode. I really do. I don't know if it's the best of season one. It's probably, I don't know. Just on gut instinct, I say it's probably in my top 10 of season one, but we'll see. Because I know the next one's not for sure. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I stand on it. I like it. It's engaging. It's tense. It's some problems with lighting and some camera work and stuff that Sam pointed out. And I noticed there's some blurry images in this one, which I just they're finding their footing with the production team, I guess. So it's fine. But yeah, I like this one a lot. That's my thought on it.
Well, how was
How
it
about
in
you? What?
well, how was it in this subsequent viewing? Because you heard my thoughts. Like, was it any different rewatching
No,
it? No. Okay.
no. I mean, some of the lighting choices are odd, and I don't know if it's done deliberately or not. It doesn't seem like it is,
Yeah.
honestly. But I guess they just haven't got a sense for the rigging and stuff yet. So
Well, they're
I don't know.
inventing as they go because it's different every episode so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. But yeah, that's nothing really new stood out to me in that regard,
Mm.
except the lighting. Like after you had mentioned it, like I had noticed it when I watched it,
Hmm.
seemed a little off, but to go back and rewatch it, yeah, like one or two shots are very, very, very odd.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's about it for me.
All right.
How about you? What did you think after watching it? Did you watch it again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what did you
Yeah.
think about the rewatch then?
Pretty
After what we
different.
talked about with our
Pretty
edited
different in
review?
rewatch. I'll be honest.
Oh,
Um.
really?
Yeah, because obviously, while I've seen every single one, I know what happens in general. I had forgotten entirely that the guy goes with them. So therefore, watching him throughout the episode the first time, I was like, oh, it's some guy. But then the second time, that all the pieces come together. So those sorts of things obviously pay off better. But the pacing's really different because now you know everything's going to happen. Innately, things are less interesting because you know what's happening. There's no twists and turns, or even looking for the small stuff. But then, because you know nothing's going to happen in certain scenes, you can listen to the dialogue more, which then means you hear different things. So that sort of thing is why rewatch is really, really important. It's funny, I told my dad about this. We were doing this. And it's one of his like top 5 TOS episodes, and I
Yeah.
mildly guffawed because I could list off 10 that are so much better in my eyes, like so much better. So this is happy mid, if not under mid. But we'll get there, right? There's plenty.
Everybody's different though.
Yeah,
Like I like this one too.
yeah. Well, I know you do. But I think he said this was maybe his first TOS episode he watched, so it left an impression. So it's not based on the
Yeah.
content in the episode, it's about the memories he had of it and how it makes him feel. Absolutely fine. We have that for every show we have. But that's why I really love this bit of review it very much more objectively, and re-listening to the dialogue, which was great. Like for example, I didn't hear, like last week with you expressed to me how not Gary Mitchell, yeah, is going after the lady as a horn dog. In this episode, I didn't hear at the start they were actually charting systems they were furthest out. If you miss one line, lots of context in one line, they don't ever go back to. So that helped you saying and hearing it the next time. Overall, yeah, it's pretty solid, but this is definitely have to watch the 60s lens because the action is relatively poor across the board, and it's incredibly repetitive, so it loses interest relatively quickly in that regards. It's all straight. It all makes sense in that, of course, we can't win any situation with them because they're so advanced. So you can't really do anything to them. But they don't need to repeat the same things again and again. I mean, they certainly overuse the spinning thing, and the music gets quite repetitive because it's the same thing. It's so abrasively and dramatic that by the third time you hear the dirt, da 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 da, it's like stop it, calm
That's what I'm
down.
talking about with TOS
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
So this episode probably could be, you could take it out at 6 minutes and be a better episode. I like the general stuff, but that's the thing. At the time, action for the sake of action, we're seeing action. Now they're keeping it faithful to what it was. However, if you're doing it now, you'd have maybe more exterior shots of the thing doing more moves. You'd have more tractor beams. You do stuff to kind of make the time more interesting. So it suffers from the 60ness of that. That said, character work is absolutely on point. With Kirk and Bones, as we said, really, really, really strong. They keep like whatever they had in their head when they cast somebody, screen tested them, and brought them on. They keep just going to like 9 out of 10 of their character from second one. It's astounding. McCoy's not quite McCoy, but he's really freaking close. And it's fun to see them like try and give him like catchphrase style things. Oh, I didn't say that. I think you did. You're playing, but it plays
Yeah.
so straight. It works either way. That didn't stick, but it kind of feels almost. So that's really, really
Yeah.
good. Spock is still Cage Spock, but a little less, so it's kind of fun to see the evolution. I feel sorry for Michelle Nichols because she really is poorly used, but everyone's there. It's really ensemble feel. Very cheap episode, but also they put the money into the extras and the cut to ship stuff, which is great because it feels like a living ship, but the ship is very claustrophobic. Yeah, but the end is still very, very good and better the second time, actually. And then not knowing how the episode is, either is the entire thing a first version test or is it a misunderstanding? Both work really well, and there's not enough evidence for either, I don't think. They both equally work. And it is still a bit odd and random that the guy just leaves at the end, and when you watch it a second time, he's so get me out of here. I'll go. It's like he really disliking working Starfleet. Like something's not clicking with him to want to be that guy instantly within not even within a second. But again, it's just story character. So yeah, so it's like last week. It's an episode of real strengths and some decent weaknesses. But you could take out like 20 minutes of prime real estate TOS out of this, and 10 minutes of really not good, right? And this is where modern Trek will win because better effects, better pacing, better camera work, blah, blah, blah. But this is winning in, character work, dialogue, because some very smart lines, right? And some kind of dumb lines. So there you go. Pretty broad set of statements there, Stuart, but it's a pretty broad episode.
Well, lots to talk about, so I'm looking forward to getting into it. Captain Robert April, though, throws in $5, so thank you. Says, to me, this episode best embodies the whole idea behind Star Trek, particularly Kirk's exchange with McCoy. What's the mission of this ship, Doctor? Yeah. I love how Kirk's like, let's go help. And Spock's like, what? We're going to go help? Like, yeah, of course we are. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's pointed out a few times in Star Trek what our high-sounding or ideals mean. Let's show them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's pretty ballsy to go after the guy that did try and kill you, is trying to kill you sort of currently, and clearly from the way they frame it, really Balok could have killed them very, 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 very quickly if they'd wanted to, which is why it's tricky, right? The tech is so far advanced. Or is it bluffing? I kind of like their bluffing.
Yeah, I think it's all a test, everything from the get-go. But yeah. Anyway, let's start it off. I mean, we still got Spock yelling, which I think is funny. Before the opening sequence, he yells a few times, "Stand by to photograph." Like, chill out. And we got the wild kind of crazy, like up and twists over from Spock to the helm.
Very impressive
focus
shot.
on the button. But yeah, and then it's funny that he yells a few times, and then Bailey raises his voice slightly. He's like, "There's no reason to raise your voice, Mr. Bailey." It's like, that's rich coming from you, but that's okay.
Yeah, but they're starting. That's what Vulcans do, though. They raise their voice. It's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, but they're star charting, taking photographs, and Bailey's bored.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not innately engaging. He's a navigation person, not a scientist. So, going to A, waiting, going to B, waiting. It's not interesting, is it? So it's only his speciality. But to note, we get the view screen shot of Sulu right from the start. That is going to be reused again and again and again. There it is. We got it. Huzzah. We've still got the buttons with the text. That has not gone yet. So we're still text buttons.
Mm-hmm.
The bridge is now quite different. Now carpet.
Except for on the captain's chair. The captain's chair is still like the one I have where it gets scuffed up and you got to repaint it. At one point, someone in production just said, "I'm sick of painting this goddamn thing." So they put carpet on the top and the front to prevent that.
Yeah, really cool, ambitious shot. I like we've now introduced even more of the props that we know from future Trek. So we've got now the stylus and pad, replacing all paper. Love it. They're adding stuff to the world.
And we got a communicator and a Type 1 phaser.
Yeah, not highlighted in any meaningful way, especially on the old screens. Uniforms, as you can see in this shot, both Spock and Guy don't look good yet, but we're getting there. Kirk's is pretty much, might head it a little bit more, but theirs is still a bit wonky with the neckline, but we're getting there. And I can't tell how old this guy's meant to be, because he looks like he's dyed his hair blonde, and he looks, for me, looks like he's like 35, 40. But the way he plays it in this is meant to be, I think he's meant to be like 21, fresh-faced, but either the actor isn't old or he smokes a lot, so he looks older, because he looks and acts to me much older than he's meant to be, I think.
I think he's probably meant to be mid-20s, maybe 26.
Yeah, add a push. He's an odd casting. 'Cause he has this weird like lack of intensity. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Mm.
Interesting person. But yeah, straight in the action.
But we find out, well, it's not action really.
Well,
We find out they're the furthest out. That's why they're doing the star charting. But
mhm.
yeah. And then
Try
we
love.
get it. Something approaching. And no need to call the captain yet. Like I love that. The captain's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it isn't an immediate something's approaching. Kirk to the bridge. Like Spock's got a job to do and he's doing it, which is great.
Well, as they joke about later, if we were all reacting to every alarm,
Yeah.
get nothing done. But yes, small box appears. Get ready to get used to that spinning footage. It is. I mean, this is a very cheap CG episode because they reuse. I mean, it's probably only a minute's worth of effects work the entire piece. So some of these episodes really got away with doing.
There's more than that.
Original effects. I mean, not repeated stuff.
Oh.
Because if the shots are 5 seconds, then yeah, I have actual original clips.
Yeah, there's some great shots of the Enterprise, some close-ups and stuff later. So,
and
the Fesarius is so much better than just golf balls that were painted.
And not just that, but the spinning ball generates light on the Enterprise, which is a nice little trick.
Yeah, that looks great. That's a great CGI shot. But yeah, they try to avoid it. It keeps moving in front of them. Which I love seeing the movement. Like it moves off and then comes right back into view. That's great.
We cut to, I mean, first nips in Trek. Was it scandalous at the time seeing shirtless, mildly attractive men who are relatively fit?
Nope.
No? In the 60s? This wasn't scandalous?
No.
Oh, I mean, not like scandalous.
We see that shit in Westerns all the time.
Okay. Because he is oiled, And no chest hair. He is he's an android's bottom,
Love his little booties.
And did you notice? I mean, I'm sure you did. Pretty much from. I mean, I know it's stress, but from like 2/3 of this, everyone's sweating a lot. Everyone's very shiny. I'm guessing just it was a hot day.
It's for stress.
Because everyone is actively wet on their faces. And it's a little bit distracting because there would be normal air, climate control, and really isn't on the ship apparently. I don't know. But yes, he's doing his once quarterly physical, and I wonder if there's an active choice. The sick bay red alert isn't audible, which then
that would be.
If that's
wouldn't want to stress people out in sick bay.
No, but if the point is to alert people and the doctor's in the in his office which is not here, then he's not alert. I don't know. It's an interesting choice because if that's intentional beyond just the gag of you didn't tell me, doctor, but that's interesting because also it means that the doors are soundproof because open it, you can hear, right? I know that's interesting. And I'm pretty sure on the bridge they even say Captain Kirk to the bridge, so that even blocks intercom call.
They didn't say Captain Kirk to the bridge, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure they did. Like right at the end or right at the start before this bit. Or something very similar. It's an interesting note. And he's a bit pissed off because he didn't see it. It wasn't told. And McCoy is so chill. Says again,
he does say Captain Kirk to the bridge. So yeah.
So blocks that. I don't know if that's a canon point or just a whatever point, but it's really interesting to do that. Or McCoy.
I think this is all. I think this all happens simultaneously. So but yeah, we don't get an alert for him in sick bay. So
I mean, I'm actually fine with McCoy doing like a dead mode. It's like if I'm.
Well, he does say, "I finally finished a physical on you, didn't I?"
Yep.
Because the sense that Kirk never wants to do them. That's a thing in TOS. He always puts it off. Yeah, and so
it's these are very, very small points, but if you take it in as literally, then he's actively not, it won't be that big emergency. It's fine. It's like, what, doctor? It is actually emergency this time because they might have died. But he's so chill. So chill.
Just the interaction between these two is great here, just from the get-go. Like Kirk sees the alarm, is annoyed, goes over, says, Kirk, here, what's going on? Let's get the visual of the cube, and then he's like, as he's leaving, he's like, "You saw the alarm? You couldn't have told me."
No,
I just love it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
I was almost done to end the physical there, not get a complete whatever. I mean, I like that. Finally finished a physical, and you didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. But he has his own towel, his own uniform, he leaves. And we get our first McCoy, almost I'm a doctor. It's not quite,
Yeah.
but
What am I, a doctor or a moon shuttle conductor? If I
it
jumped every time a
works.
light came on around here, I'd end up talking to myself.
And that's a funny line, the fact that he doesn't do a look up and realise. He says it entirely
Yeah.
seriously without being self-aware. And this is a
Yeah.
testament to he's a famous actor who they've paid a lot of money to bring in to get more people, to get his Western fame, to get all that stuff, because he's given a moment outside of the story, outside of the hero leaving, he's lingered on, and an additional joke.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
this guy is going to be one of our stars, and he absolutely nails it and sells it. And it's
And
really fantastic.
actually, it's funny because he has a lot of moments like this in TOS where people walk away from him and he says a snarky little thing to
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
We got Kirk walking through the halls all glistening and shiny, and we got Billy Blackburn there on the right in his yellow uniform. Billy's all over TOS. I'm going to point him out every chance I get because Blackburn Memories is a thing on some of the discs.
Mm.
I'd be so pissed off if I was in every episode of TOS and didn't get asked to come back for the movies.
Yeah. That's true. You were there more than Sulu, more than Chekhov, more than
Yeah.
more than all of them. A few things to note: really packed corridors again, and obviously there's some extras they're going to use later for the shimmering, being hit stuff. Variety of uniforms. We've now got miniskirts, which exist now, the mini dresses, but also we've got this random lady at the front with the worst tailoring ever. That was someone's mum, wasn't it? They just brought in. Got a random guy in red, and we've got some guy in with a radio.
Yeah, he's talking on like a CB. The one guy Kirk passes, who's looking at the little thing on the wall, the plant, whatever,
Doodad.
reminds me very much of Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he's trying to be inconspicuous. He's temporal investigations there for something, and he's like, "Oh shit, Captain."
Look busy, look busy. But this is not quite the corridor we know. Everything's not quite as it should be, so it all feels a bit off, but it's still basically the same. So it's a fun, not quite there yet moment. We get the real turbo lift with double doors, inside and outdoor, which makes sense. We get the handhold finally.
Yep. He messages the bridge. There's nothing really going on, so Chris, I'm gonna go change first. Turbo lift ride's too long based on where sickbay is and all that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be a thing that keeps coming up.
It'd be impossible to keep consistent anyway, because then scenes would be 13 seconds, and it'd be just, And imagine doing 13-second takes and trying to time when you're gonna, Anyway, but we're going to the
Bailey
bridge.
gets shit from Spock. Yeah. So, and then says, when the captain arrives, I know he's going to want to range and position a portal. Report will have it by then.
Although, given it's just a 3-button press and 2 writing down, it will take seconds because it's just right in front of you, hasn't moved. But it's interesting with this because Spock is rude here, but he plays it not rude because I don't think he's thinking it's rude, but it is rude. But that's Vulcan humor. But he's not joking.
Trying to make a joke, yeah.
But he doesn't. But Vulcans don't joke, so it's a weird
He does though. You know what he's like. He's half human. I don't want to say you've seen Strange New Worlds because that shouldn't be a thing we're reviewing.
Oh yeah, sorry, his sister would be approving. That's what I mean, because one of these officers takes it seriously, and then Tulu Space says, "Don't even try because he'll win." Is more of a joke. So it's interesting playing that straight in, but it's a funny little exchange. It's kind of like, yeah, don't mess with me. I'm the Vulcan, bitch.
Yeah, it's funny though. Maybe you should get your adrenaline gland removed.
Yeah, it's a good line. And then for some reason, we have, as Kirk leaves the quad in the next, they go to the bridge. We have the Klingon sting, which isn't the Klingon sting yet. But that's how I know it.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's just a sting. It's like, oh, there's so many music moments they've already burned into one episode just for a thing. They're gonna be famous later.
Yeah, and Kirk does say here, have the department heads meet me on the bridge. They're already here. I mean, the same thing happened where No Man Has Gone before, and there's actually people standing at the back of the bridge. We don't get that here. So
well, I think
who's the department heads?
Well, the
Scotty's there.
Yeah,
but that's about it. There's a guy standing beside Uhura the whole time with one of the little flight computer things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really doesn't go anywher.
GNDNs.
Yeah.
We get a
less focus on Kirk's ass when he leaves the quarters. By the way, they like follow it out.
Look, got the titties for the women and now the ass.
Yeah.
But then we have a less good walkout of bridge shot than previously. You can tell it's more rushed. But you get 2 sets of doors, the inner and outer doors, which I absolutely love because it feels functional. I love it. And Uhura gets, say, one of her only non-Hey, leaving keeps open captain lines. She has a line, she acts it well. She's very sweaty. Everyone's very sweaty.
Yeah, it's probably hot in the studio and the lights.
Yeah, very hot. And in fairness, it makes double sense because now there's lights above the console and below the console, and those are not those are all generating heat. So there is now double the amount of lights on the set. So yeah, they probably just have a lot more lights.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Uhura's in yellow. I want to point that out. She's in red the next episode, which is fine. This is the only episode where she's in yellow, but worth noting.
I'm guessing they decided it. Red
I know. I think I know why.
Better. Just so it doesn't clash.
No, not that. Not that. Look at the shot you usually get. Kirk in the captain's chair. You got Sulu and another person beside him. All of those are in yellow. Sometimes Spock will be standing there in blue. Sometimes McCoy will be there in blue.
Yeah.
Uhura is always behind him. So why have her in the same color as everybody else? It makes sense to just pop a red there. Boom. So I think maybe the color thing, it just brings things more to life.
No,
that's what I think.
That sounds absolutely fair. A bit of variety. You know, it's like the Wrath of Khan has a problem where everyone looks the same. There's not a lot of variety.
Yeah.
This, you know, there's a really great bit later when everyone's on the bridge and you get this really broad spectrum of the crew feeling because there's 2 reds and 2 blues and 3 golds and it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Mass is a little under 11,000 metric tons for this cube. No sense of how it works. 107 meters each side. And about 1,500 meters from the ship. So. Scotty has no idea what makes it go. Just a solid cubes, apparently. So.
But at least he's there.
Yeah. But that's his official report. I have no idea how it works.
There's a couple of those official reports where it's unhelpful, but at least it's there.
Yeah.
And then they're held there for, I think, 18 hours. And we get Trek coffee cups and Trek coffee pourers, and it all kind of feels appropriate. And I don't know if any meeting is like this in later Trek, as in TOS, but I love the fact they all bring their own report card notes.
Yeah.
Like they've all got notes or they've brought readings, and it's a really very realistic feeling office thing. And they're all working and they're all coffee. It's really
Uhura looks bored as hell the entire time.
At least
which is fair. 18 hours.
Yeah.
And nothing to do because she's communications off. Well, she should be actually trying to communicate with the thing, honestly.
She probably did for the first 10 hours.
Yeah. But before they leave the bridge, Bailey says, we should just blast it. And Kirk's like, or he says, that vote will blast it. And he's like, well, keep that in mind when this becomes a democracy.
Ouch. Kind of funny. I mean, he should know better, as in, okay, it's not a democracy, of course, but also, I mean, Kirk doesn't hold his punches with this guy. He doesn't like him very much. He doesn't not like him.
He does like him. He does like him. That's the point. McCoy says it later. You see something in him that you might remind you of somebody else, referring to himself. That's why Bailey's there.
Yeah, see,
McCoy thinks Kirk's pushing him a little too hard, but...
See, I disagree. I think that was McCoy projecting that he's more like someone else he knows. I don't see any of Kirk in him. I don't think Kirk does either, based on his reactions. I think it's 100% just, this is what I think you're doing, Kirk, and Kirk's like, no.
It's the way he says it. Kirk sees a young Kirk in this guy. So, yeah,
that's very optimistic. He shows no skill or ability in this entire episode. He is an inequipped officer. That's fine. They did say Kirk promoted him too quickly.
Well, people join Starfleet for different reasons: science, exploration. So when the shit hits the fan and things get hard, people react differently. So, yeah.
No, it's like
actually, there's one good line in Discovery that really encapsulates that. Remember when we used to do exploring? Or remember when we used to explore?
You mean from Insurrection?
No, it's from Discovery.
Wow.
Burnham's in the brig, and the guy outside is like, remember when we used to explore? And he's having a bit of a
is that the first
panic
episode?
Attack too. Yeah.
The guy flies out and dies horribly. Ooh, that guy. We went to conventions because he was in it. Yeah. That's the thing. Just like with the last two, you have to set up the person who is going to leave will be important to the story for the story to make sense. So it makes sense he would get this much time. But if his whole point is he's not right for the job he's doing currently, then he has to be incompetent. But I guess also he just can't deal with pressure. You know? It's ironic because he's complaining about doing Stellar Catalog, which is 0 pressure. So he can't do no pressure and he can't do extreme pressure. He needs a middle ground of some pressure.
Yeah. But there's a couple options. Either it's a space boy of some kind, or the second option is flypaper. And I love Kirk's response. You don't recommend sticking around. Wah, wah, wah.
Very TOS dialogue. We're barely in TOS.
Yeah.
But it's true though. Imagine,
yeah.
imagine if you were stuck without any ability to move. You've tried everything to get free. You can't do anything. It's not hurting you. It's not harming you. It's just we're stuck. What do you do, right? It's a weird position to be in.
Yeah. So he goes to give an order, and Bailey's like, "Phaser up, get ready." And it's like, "No, countermand that order. It's my decision. Plot a spiral course away from this thing. That's your job as a navigator."
As we often see, it's one button to do said jobs, but that's okay.
They all grab their shit and leave. I love all the stuff on the table, though. All the data cards and stuff. I like that. It's good.
Nice bit of thought. But onto the bridge. Lots of fun lighting. But this is when we now have the repeated scene again of the cube, and it's the same thing. And this is kind of the 2 you get before it becomes repetitive. And they really push it up.
Though? I mean, it's been already 18 hours, and they're already sick and tired of it. Uhura's face says it all in that briefing.
Yeah, but for the audience, it's not good for the audience. But it's 60s, right? And there's an amusing shot where they do an awkward pull into the guy, and he says they're pulling us in or something. It's like what you said just happened to me, kind of. I found that amusing. So such a distinct choice to kind of zoom in.
Yeah. Anywho, they start trying to move away from it, and it's not giving way.
Ooh, in fact, it's getting closer, spinning more, getting more blurry, whatever that means. I don't know if they're trying to imply that it's actually now coming close to the ship.
Yeah, they say that. It gets within 50 meters, like it gets like right up to the ship, and then it starts emitting radiation.
See, that'd have been a great shot to see from exterior.
Yeah, it would have been, but
it would have been. Yeah. And in theory, radiation is going to kill them.
At some point, yeah. I think starts getting to critical levels, and then they end up having to blast it. So again, a test. How long are these people going to go before they destroy it? Klingons would have blown it out of the water by now, probably. The Federation, though, tolerates it to the point where it's past almost the problem, and then have to destroy it for self-preservation. I love the test. That's exactly what it is from Balok. So
yeah. Or it's just they're trying to disable them because it's easier than dealing with them, and they don't know the radiation is going to hurt the people. That's what I mean. It's one of ambiguous. That said, if they're above the saucer, I'm not sure how lower phases are going to work if they're 50 meters away from the hull, given they're already very, very close. But it doesn't matter. At least they're real phases, kind of. And pulse phases, looks like, from Rathakan, almost. It's kind of cool.
Not really. They just fire at different times. The one starts and then the other one fires, and they're a long stream, so they're not pulse.
But it's not the classic beams exactly. It's classic beams.
Well, it is
in short pulses. It's interesting.
That's why I made sure I got like all those screen caps, because the first one fires and the second one fires.
Yeah.
And they maintain the same length for each one.
It's cool.
So I like that. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got all those.
So in theory, there's some guy in some room charging them and then pressing buttons after they're ordering to push. So it's all. So if they mistimed it by a few seconds, that's what happens, right?
You see it in Balance of Terror, the phaser room with the phaser coolant and very submarine-like bullshit, which I don't think would be the case, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But they're actually reversing away from it at warp 2, because they start moving away from it, and the Sulu says warp 2. So small little note, but worth pointing out. And I do like the faster it spins. It doesn't look like a cube anymore. It looks great.
It's doing something presumably deadly. Now you do get a practical lighting effect, which is cool. The bridge goes haywire. Everyone, including the extras, which you recognize, all get kabammed. And I like the idea of the next shot, that they're powered down and damaged. But given they almost never have the impulse engines on so far, this shot is just another shot. It would have been nice if I had a bit more clear indication of we're damaged. Not that we're the same as when I was gone before, but the implication is it destroyed so close to it that it caused damage, but it's not really damaged.
I don't think it's damaged necessarily. It's just like the cube's gone now. See,
Yeah.
I see why you say that, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
Because they're planting so much emphasis on the interior being shook and hit, and there's no sparks, but this is not a normal thing. This is they've been racked with something, and I mean, if shield's down to 2%, that's fine. But
he does say in the log, ship's damage minor.
Yeah.
But
okay.
my next decision, major.
Huh.
To probe on ahead or turn back. And he sits on the railing like he did when it's gone before.
I like that.
And Spock's like, no, I'm not going to speculate. If we move on, we'll find the intelligence that created this thing, and it could be superior to our own, probably is.
And if you're asking me these questions and not listen to me, why bother asking me? He's like, well.
Yeah. And if you're asking me the logical decision to make, and Kirk's like, I'm not. It's just the way he says it.
I sort of care.
And then, yeah, has it occurred to you that there's a certain inefficiency in constantly questioning me on things you've already made your mind about? It gives me emotional security.
The banter, man.
It sets up the relationship as well, which is awesome. So, yeah.
I don't even know if it doesn't really necessarily feel like the TOS banter per se. If this is TOS, but they're still learning it. But it's just people who know each other really well, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of all you need. Also, though, we get some very distinct Spock smirks and grins. And I say grin, and that a lot of time you act with your eyes, and throughout that entire scene, his eyes are lit up with this fun. I'm trying to smile, like I often do. If I make myself laugh, I laugh with my eyes. So he's not holding it in a way that Nimoy would do any other episode. He's having fun with it, and his eyes are light. It's very un-Spock-like, but it's also kind of charming. But it is weird because it's like Nimoy is just acting the scene. He's not being Spock at this point mostly. Like, look at that smile, it's lovely. Look how cute he looks with the old smiling eyes.
And then Kirk complains that the phaser crews were a little sluggish, so you have to do some drills. And I love, like, Bailey has been saying since the beginning, we should get the phasers ready. So I wish there would have been something like, bruh, I told you. Not like that, but you know what I mean? Because really, Bailey was kind of right. And Kirk kept putting him off twice with the phaser thing, so.
Although it was Bailey that didn't lock phasers, not the phaser crew. They were sure waiting at their station. It was him that failed. They were fine.
No, they're running phaser. Well, they were all sluggish, apparently, Kirk.
I think he's saying that just like, you need to be better. We'll do full ship training so we get better. But that's why I kind of vibe.
Stop having Sulu do all your work for you. Oh wait, he hasn't done that yet.
And he will. But it's interesting though to say we did so poorly, you guys, you specifically, that we need to get better as a crew. But also I kind of get the vibe that they don't do battles very often, which makes a lot of sense. So they might not have had to use the phasers in 6 months, and they know it, but they've never had there's dust on those buttons. So I kind of like that we're doing drills.
Yeah, it's actually a good captain thing to do.
Very good.
People are going to be distracted at this point. Like, are we in danger?
I almost died.
Let's keep them busy. Keep them busy. Let's keep them focused on something so they don't. Yeah, I like that. It's good.
But it's unusual and not very not a normal thing. But you need that to overwork them so that the story flows very well. Speaking of very well, they walk into turbo in one part of the set, and a flawless edit, for whatever reason, they cut to them in the turbo lift, and it ain't the same part of the set. So it lets them walk out onto the corridor in a seamless, gorgeous, feeling like a one take. Beautiful. Beautiful little thing that's just, it is such an attention to detail thing that takes no effort, except we'll walk, we know how far this is, right? We'll walk a minute this way, right? And we'll be the other set. But then to have this little, works so much for the ship. Same thing with the light going up. Like, every little detail they're adding gives it a rustic, real feel that it didn't have previously.
The scale of the ship, yeah.
Well, that as well, yeah. And it's a good little thing, and I think McCoy's playing with him. I think he's underselling himself, but I don't know if he knows he's doing that yet because the character's not asserted.
Well, yeah, he's especially worried about Bailey Because before you even leave the bridge, he says to Kirk, "Your timing's
Yeah.
awful,"
Yep.
which somebody probably overheard. But
Yeah.
yeah, he goes, "Navigator's position is rough enough for a seasoned man." And
Mhm.
Kirk's like, "Yeah, I think he'll cut it. It's fine."
Yeah.
And then how so? Because you spotted something you liked in him? Why, Doctor, you've been reading your textbooks again. I don't need textbooks to know that you could have promoted him too fast. Listen to that voice. Blah, blah, blah.
Mhm. Ah, Devra. Mm.
And then we get drinking on the job, which is fine. It's
Keeps
medicinal.
happening. Every goddamn captain, every goddamn thing with terrible lighting across the
I mean, I would
board.
drink on the job too at this point.
Uh, I know the lighting lets him lean into it, but it's lit really poorly as a physical room.
For a reason though. It's his quarters, the lights off, it's fine. When Yeoman Rand comes in, I believe the lights go on.
Ah, they look a little brighter. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now it's just like one light's on in the off. I like that because that's
Yeah.
realistic instead of just flat lighting the entire
Hmm.
time.
Yeah. I don't know. I buy that. I like how when he moves his desk console, the full console moves slightly, so it's not actually
Yeah, I noticed
attached.
that too.
It's not attached. It's a great little prop, but it's not actually attached to the thing.
Um, but they get 94%, and he's like, go for 100. I love Spot. I agreed. Like, yeah, of course. The logical thing to do is try to get 100. So that's good.
See, I don't agree with that because
Oh, I do. As a captain, you got to kind of be that guy. Be better.
yeah, but the difference someone does visual effects work, that 100% is almost mythical. If you were doing if you're doing examination and you knew it took you, let's say, 10 hours to get a B, 20 to get an A, and then 100 to get an A star, to get the 100%, the escalation of energy is so much more radical to get the perfect. So they're basically saying work yourselves to the bone to get 100% when it's fine. Like 94, 96 is amazing, right? As a CG artist, you can know that that final 0.5% might take as much time as the first 90%. So it's very logical to push people to the breaking point to get 100% of anything because 100% is almost always impossible to get. Unless it's like a
Yes, but
time they need to get, then we're 10
yes,
seconds off. That's fine, but it
yes,
implies like we need to be better than because clearly there's a passing grade of readiness, and they need to be perfect ready, which is almost impossible to be. So we're going to push them. It's
well,
yeah, it's odd.
as a captain, I wouldn't want 94%. I'd want at least
Really?
96. I'd want at least
Okay.
96. But I would ask for 100 so they can get
Hmm.
98. And then I know that they're doing
Hmm.
the best that they possibly can. If you get 100, cool. But I don't think we're ever going to
Yeah.
get that. But as a captain, you want to push your crew a little bit to be like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm asking of you guys. Do the best you can without just saying, it's all good. 94 is fine. We don't need to do any. Like, when you hear
Yeah.
94 is fine, you're like, okay, I don't have to improve it all. It's fine.
Yeah. Like I said, if it takes 10 more hours of drills to do that, when they could be doing anything else, that's a really weird use of time. But if it was just you made it in 2 minutes 10, do it in 2 minutes 8, okay, we'll just keep going until we get it. That might take a minute, right? We don't know, or
Yeah.
kind of depends what they meant by that.
But she brings him a
She
salad. And
does.
he's like, what is this? Green leaves? Yeah, your
Mm-hmm.
dietary it's changed because of the doctor. And the doctor's right there. I love it. He's like, you gained a few pounds last time, remember?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bring one for the doctor. No, 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 no. I only eat when the crew does. I love it. This is great. Just the look on Kirk's face. And then the whole when I find out who gave me a female yeoman, like, what, you don't trust yourself? All right, I already have one
Damn.
lady to worry about, and her name's the Enterprise.
Every line's a quick fire important character beat and just rolls, 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 rolls.
Yeah.
And who remembers this scene, right? It's so abstractly not
It's a great
important.
scene though. I
But
know it's a great scene.
it introduces the Omen. She's sort of not she's not snippy, but she knows her job is to get them to do stuff. She's his personal assistant, kind of. It's like, do this. I was told
And
to.
he's even like, stop hovering me
Yeah,
over me, yeoman. Yeah.
yeah. But also this is kind of an important life lesson for Gene's vision, right? He's thin. He's slightly over his weight. He's the same day he's on 18. The next day he's on a diet plan to lose that weight. Health's really important on a Starfleet ship. You should not be overweight, and the medical job is to keep you in shape. New Trek, please pay attention to this stuff. This is important. Your doctor's job is to keep you healthy and in a good weight. Literally the next day. Just saying. But really inappropriate of Nimoy, no, of McCoy to say, you might do stuff with her. It's like, goodness. How well does he know him to know that? I guess quite well. Goodness.
I think it was just a fun little jab between friends.
I know, but he still meant it as a possibility. It's like, yeah, but if you could, it's like, oh, she's blonde.
But then we get an actual all hands to battle stations. This is not a drill.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kirk's like, what's going on? Another ship coming in much larger. Or another thing coming in much larger.
Entirely irrelevant, but as a director, I love this. When it cuts the bridge, Spock's doing work. He looks up into the frame, says a line, and then back down to his work. It's just for the camera. Just for the camera. He could have done it at the work.
Well,
it's wonderful.
You give the impression that he's looking at one of the overhead screens.
Maybe.
Because he looks up and says exceptionally large contact and then looks back.
Okay.
So it could be we've seen stuff up there before.
This is really funny blocking. It's like, it's not just doing this is interesting, Nimoy. Leonard, do this. For like 1 second. It's just quite amusing.
And Sulu's like, there, sir. Sulu's got those good eyes because in Star Trek 3, he's like, there, sir.
Yeah.
Distortion. See it?
And he likes
Obviously.
timers, apparently, numbers.
Well, he's doing his job.
No,
setting that counter was absolutely the right thing to do. Yeah, everybody calls him out on it. Bailey and Scotty and yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. And then we get...
So they say half speed, reduced to warp 2.
Mm.
They're going warp 4, apparently, at this point.
Okay. While traveling at sublight, clearly based on effects work.
They had no warp effect in TOS, though. So.
Would you actually, if you're remastering it again, would you want to just swap it for real warp, just so it's consistent with all the Trek, or just just ignore that and just say, nah, warp is just not thing yet?
Well, I'd like to have warp in TOS, yeah.
Okay.
I would like them to remaster that, ship at warp occasionally, yes.
Yeah.
But it was also not a thing then, so it's a double-edged sword, that one.
Yeah, you have to reframe some stuff like this. Would have to pull them out of warp, so who change their knowledge. But this is one of those things where perspective is everything. It's a ball. It's coming closer. It's oh my god, and then instantly the perspective is you know, and this is the shot. That's the this is the same sort of stock shot the rest of the time, but it's like, oh my god. But it doesn't, to me, have the same effect that we negate things like the Vengeance for or the Narada, big for big sake. This is a repetitive shape design, so it feels deliberate, right?
Yeah.
It's not just, these are tendrils that are 5 miles long. There's literally no reason for them, right? Or Vengeance is big because nacelle big. Like, I like the fact that all these balls, I like the remaster where you see the inner detailing. There's a shell, and they're all presumably shield emitters, or light sensors, or whatever. They're doing something, and there's all of them because reasons. It feels more interesting to me while being infinitely simpler. It's a big ball with big balls on, right? Works better. TOS, man.
Yes.
Beautiful simplicity.
Kirk asks for its mass, and Spock's like, its readings goes off the scale, but it must be a mile in diameter. So the readings for dimension went off the scale? It must be a mile. Just give me the exact size measurement, dipshit. I don't need its weight. It's
look, Vulcans aren't precise, you know this.
I thought that was kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway. But it's over 5,000 meters away, which is not far in space, and it still fills the screen. So reduce image, blah, blah, blah. Bailey doesn't do it. Sulu does all his work for him.
He really does suck. Let's be honest. He's a really bad officer. He''s the worst officer we've had so far in the crew. That said, this is when I want to bring up a new question to you conceptually, because this is a view screen, not a window, right? And it's not necessarily literally using a camera because that's too one-dimensional. The distance the Fesarius is the ship, there's no ability to zoom out further because it's on the ship. It's like this. You can't go beyond my hand. The hand is the entire frame. So when they zoom out so many miles past the Enterprise, it's impossible. So is it fair to say that this zoom out is not literally a zoom out, it's using sensors to project an example of what it would be? They're not actually zooming. That's entirely a misrepresentation, logically, literally, but technically doing something more interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the view screen is. When you say zoom out, it's not like a literal, like, this is 1-to-1. It's the sensors, have it set to whatever.
Yeah.
So like I can do this, like holy shit, and I can do that. And look how wide this is now. So the sensors just have it set to like this most of the time. And yeah, absolutely it's sensors. That's why I don't like the window idea.
Yeah, because you couldn't in the discovery logic you couldn't do this. It'd just be the entire screen and just zoom out. We can't. We're
Well,
at
it's
zero.
also a view screen, so they
Yeah, but
overlay the.
yeah, they don't think like that, do they? Though. That's what I'm saying. So this is a figment of the ship's creation, which means what else is, right? I like that. It gives you a techie thing while seeming like a nonsense impossibility, but it's not. It's a yeah.
And we get United Earthships Enterprise, which I fucking hate. United Earthship and the United Spaceship later. Starship is so much better. Glad they finally got that vernacular right.
Well, we're happy to hear heli fixes are open, Captain.
Yeah, of course they are.
I mean, I can't imagine Michelle reading the script and skimming. She's like, "Is this a typo?" At the same line 7 times in a row,
Yeah.
and it's 6 or 7. It's really like Jesus Christ.
And she doesn't she doesn't even get the privilege of getting the communication. It's Bailey, who for some reason has a communications device in his ear.
Yeah.
And he does say he's got this, and he's like, it's coming on the navigation. It's coming over the navigation beam. So it's a different way of communicating for them, which is fine. But you never again see a person in that seat wearing this. Which, whatever, it's fine. I just wish Uhura would have got that line because it makes sense. She'd be monitoring that kind of stuff too for any communications coming on different beams or different bands. Because he's like listening to the message, and by the time Kirk says, "Let's hear it," it's already mid-sentence.
Which I love.
Trespassed into our star systems. Yeah. But we get, the ship's name is Fesarius from the First Federation, and Commander Balok.
Yeah, they all say his name differently.
Oh, that happened. Klingons.
I know, but
don't worry, we'll hear Sulu saying Klingons.
With her as Balok, so to her, Michelle saying Balok, it's like, he said his own name and it's Balok, and it's like...
Yeah, that's true. And also Vulcanians. That'll be a thing too.
Yeah.
The Vulcanians.
Because if you weren't there during the one afternoon shooting, they say the other way, and you've learned it a certain way, and they're not catching it, it's fine. It's just like, you heard him say his name later on anyway. Yeah, but I really like the idea that, yes, there's presumably... It makes sense there is passive sensors in the navigation to pick up stress beacons to talk to other ships that are actively, more ship to ship computer wise, and they don't communicate on the same way as we do, so it goes through a different subsystem. I quite like that. It's a bit different. It's super unnecessary. Yeah. But just like Gwen in Gat's Quest, she has one job this lousy ship. She's going to do it. So give her as many communication lines as you can that are not the same line.
Yeah.
But speaking of the same line, Stuart, we are 60 minutes in with one comment from an audience member.
Well, one super chat.
That's what I mean.
And no PayPals.
No, indeed, guys. Let us know. We're zipping through it, but you guys here to have the back and forth with us.
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts. So we do read them all. So feel free to super chat or PayPal in. Anything that we've missed or anything you want to talk about specifically.
Yeah, this isn't pre-recorded. We're live, so do chat to us. 34 of you here. Say your piece.
Or we won't do any more.
I'll be able to, yeah. Yeah. Do support, guys. But then they do a signal, because again, just like other things, like the whale probe, right? Got a lot of those parallels. Like it doing a basic function is too powerful that it overloads something, which I quite like.
Yeah. Kirk does say your warning boy sucked because we didn't know what it meant. You should probably fucking have an audio communication saying what it is. I'm just saying. He doesn't say that, but that's when they get hit with this sensor beam.
Yeah.
And then Balok's like, no, future communication will be accepted. If there's the slightest hostile move, it'll destroy you immediately. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't remember the problem being on the bridge for a lot of scenes is that these will blend together a little bit in the subtlety. So I don't remember if his audio's here yet. At some point, Spock says, "I want to see what they look like," and I'm thinking, why, Spock? Why are you trying to hack into this other ship's camera internal systems? What a weird thing to do. They're not sending... Why would they have a camera on them? I guess, maybe... I don't know. But it's useful, I guess. Sort of. Kind of.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, they tried to launch a recorder marker with all the information about this to warn other Starfleet ships, which they order Mr. Bailey to do, and he's asleep at the switch. He eventually does it. Sulu looks like he's going to and doesn't
Mm.
yet. Uh, Bailey gets on it, and as soon as it gets launched, it gets destroyed, which we don't see. Again, that would have been cool to see, but small thing.
Because where was that launched from? I assume the under the secondary hull.
Maybe, yeah, like the, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really, I forgot where we were going, right? So I thought it was really dark. The fact that Balok is actively, because if you interpret it as not a test, as a pure, well, you're in our space, we're gonna f you up within our rights, a la Gorn. You know, it's like, well, you're in our space. We're not gonna let you send proof, send a warning. So we're gonna destroy that, which is the only record you'll hear. Which means if we kill you, no one knows you're dead. That's pretty dark stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they did just say, don't do anything. Anything will be considered hostile action. So they
Fair.
launched the fucking the recorder, and then all of a sudden Balok's like,
Bitch.
yeah, well, now your ship must be destroyed.
True. It's fair.
And we have an assumption you have deities. You have 10 Earth minutes to do whatever you need to do. Make yourself right with your deities,
Very koala.
and they will destroy you. So, yeah, the great koala.
And BL Creative says, I love the lighting in this episode, very dramatic. It is. It really is. Doesn't always succeed, but it is very dramatic.
Yes.
But I think the realize we can't have this many lights on all the time because, yeah, people are sweating. You like just simmer it down a little bit, you know. But, you know, hey, it is a attention grabbing, which I like.
Then McCoy comes on. He's got the same kind of high collar as Spock and Sulu and everybody else. Kirk's the only one with the proper TOS collar at this point.
Scotty?
No, McCoy, I meant to say. Because McCoy comes on the bridge next. So
No, I think Scotty has his normal collar. Or give or take.
Scotty might, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really.
Yeah. It's closer anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, McCoy comes up and says that whole thing about the 10 minutes of everybody dying was heard throughout the entire ship. Just so you know.
Yep, so if some of your yeomans think coffee's important, plan ahead.
Now's the time to pull out a phaser.
Now's the time to pull out a phaser, yeah. And it's worth noting,
So Kirk...
small thing, he walks on the bridge in his normal TOS uniform. Beautiful.
Yes.
For the group shots. And all of a sudden we cut to him in a close-up in his smock. Because clearly it was a reshoot on a different day, and it's only like 2 lines.
It's fucking hilarious.
He's in his smock. And then, back to interacts with the rest of the crew. He's back in his uniform again. Proper full-on continuity error. Amazing.
He had his smock in his back pocket. Or his nature's pocket, and he pulled it out for a second.
But it's blink and you'll miss it, but my brain's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's interesting. I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
So.
Oops. It's a great oops, though.
Yeah. But anyway, Kirk, being the good captain he is, the whole crew heard that. So he immediately gets on the intra ship and says, look, for those of you who have served a long time on this vessel, and we get a shot of the corridor, and there at the end in yellow is Leslie, who's also right now currently sitting on the bridge in engineering, wearing a different colored uniform, but that's fine. Yeah, we've encountered alien life forms before. The greatest danger is ourselves, irrational fear of the unknown. But there's no such. He does a whole speech. There's only things temporarily hidden, misunderstood. Most advanced civilizations understand peaceful gestures, so we're gonna get through this, guys. Don't worry. So good little speech from the captain to kind of quell everybody's fears. But yeah. And Kirk tries to talk to the Fesarius. We seek friendship. We don't mean to trespass. We're just going to turn the hell around right now. And that gets cut off as well. Speaking of being cut off, BJ throws in $10. So thank you.
Thank you.
I wish Bailey Panic fled his station, climbed into an airlock, and spaced himself. His body frozen in midstream, floats past the view screen, and a phaser crew vaporizes his corpse. Goodbye, Mr. Bailey. Oh, man. That's a little harsh.
Yeah, but I like Balok. He's a classic design. I mean, I don't know if they were inspired by themselves, because the Cage Aliens and him are from the same cloth of alien style, but he's still distinct. He saw the Greys, but not.
Mhm.
Yeah, classic.
So Kirk orders Bailey to set a course away, which Bailey just stares, and Sulu does his job for him again. Again, should be getting more of a paycheck today.
I mean, good for George Takei. He definitely has a, he's in this episode. And then Bailey
All
has
the engines are
naps.
dead.
Bailey has a proper freak out though, like an actual freak out, like super unprofessional, super against the rules.
Yeah, but
He should
okay,
be
I'm gonna say this.
taken off duty because well, he is, but more so.
Well, what are you, robots? Just taking orders and we're gonna die. But you know
Yes,
what? They just came off the heels of World War II. They just came off the heels of the Korean conflict. Young men who were like in their early 20s that were trained and sent over would freak out like this because they knew that what they were going to do is probably going to end in them dying. There was a lot of freakouts like this. It's a just a PTSD thing. So I have no problem with him doing this. Everybody reacts to these situations differently. So
what was
yeah,
the? Oh, so you're saying he's probably in the Discovery Klingon War before this, and that's why he's got trauma. I'm not joking. I mean, this is
could be. It could be.
because he's that young, but I mean, yeah. But he's been trained for this very thing. So if he's this unable to deal with this, and everyone else is so
Yes.
amazing at dealing with the about to die,
Yeah.
he's so
Yeah.
physically incapable that he
Yeah.
shouldn't be in his job, or as you
He's
say,
not physically
trauma.
incapable. He's mentally incapable.
Well, it's part
He
of,
probably joined Starfleet to do science stuff, and now he's in a position where he's going to die in
well,
8 minutes. And
bloody
he's like, oh, for fuck's
navigator.
sakes.
It is boring. I'm sorry, it is boring to be a navigator compared to other cool stuff in Starfleet, right?
Yeah.
Very comfy. You sit in a chair. But it's just amazing. This is, it's like last week, no, with the doctor, she's having a freak out. There's and all the men are like, hmm, because professionalism, that's what Starfleet is. So to have this harsh contrast of absolute professionalism, which is what TNG does very well, and then this is like this is the lesson of what you shouldn't be. But it's interesting, right? You never
Yeah,
see
but
this.
Star Trek's about the human condition, so I have no problem with this. And the fact he comes back to the bridge later to
Yeah,
be
well,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
so
that's why recently more people bitched about Aki in Academy, and it's like with the shoes. I'm like, yes, but she'd stopped doing it by the end. She learned. You need an arc. Arcs are good, right? The ending when it comes with the bridge only works because he freaked the heck out, the fuck out. Like it's stronger because of the fall. That's the point, right?
yeah. And Tezar Way throws in 20 pounds. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And
so
says,
much.
hi, this is one of my
Hi.
favorite episodes. The buildup of tension and the
Mm.
game of bluff are so well done. Kirk handles Bailey well,
Mm-hmm.
allowing him to return to his post when he calms down and gives him another chance. Yeah, with 30 seconds left to live. Hey guys, I want to come back and just die at my post. It's like, okay,
Yeah. I mean,
we
nothing
have
to
nothing else to
lose.
do for 30 seconds. So,
Yeah.
we're just gonna, good man, good job. You're
Yeah.
going to get a promotion eventually. This will go on your record if we survive this. So there you go.
Computing. Make him acting captain. Confirmed. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Aha. Promotion. Thank you. That's absolutely insane support. Appreciate you. Yeah. The only problem with the build-up tension is that the effects work is so poor to how much they use the same stuff. If it was remastered with a more appropriate level of different stuff, it would work, but it reduced the tension. As I said in our other review, if I did a fan film with the same shots repeated with the same scenes, I'd get universal complaints because we do better. But this at the
Yeah.
time it worked. So you have to look past what it physically is, what it's trying to do, because the scenes make sense. It's just not presented very well, but they're being faithful. So it's kind of double-edged sword of or being cool designs. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many missed opportunity is the wrong word, but having these sorts of characters, having Gary Mitchell come back or Bailey in a TNG or something as like not necessarily just lost transporter buffer thing, but having these interest you could easily have First Federation, right? He's brought back in TNG. He was kept in transporter state. He's in his own status. He's only 50 as an actor. Like, wow, you were the First Federation. You're now in TNG doing a cross. That'd be. They should have brought more people back. I feel like,
Yeah.
you could do so much with that as a story.
I do like the conversation McCoy and him had about this earlier. Now Bailey freaked out. Kirk orders him off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
McCoy is ordered to escort him to his quarters. McCoy gives Kirk a look like "fucking told you so," and then that comes back later.
Oh
And then
yes,
then later it's like Bailey comes back on the bridge. Kirk gives McCoy a look like, "Bitch, he's supposed to be in his quarters." He asks to go back to his station. He sits down, and Kirk gives McCoy a look like, "Told you." I love the back and forth. Like their character development in this episode for the first appearance of McCoy is phenomenal. Now, if this was episode 10 where we've seen McCoy a lot, we wouldn't be talking about this as much. But
At all,
this
like
is
in this
this
sort of
is
way.
literally the
Yeah.
production order. This is like the first appearance of McCoy. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And McCoy's wearing his little pinky ring, which he wears a lot during this series.
Mm. And Matt says, is it poor VFX work using the same shot over and over again, or is it that an editing choice that was made to make sure they were within budget? Both. 100%
Yeah.
both. Because it was remastered. So they had the money and time to make new... If they want to assign them money and time... We know how easy those shots are to produce, Matt. To just do a new shot of the ship outside. We could do them each in several in a day if we really wanted to. So both. Knowing the pacing would be improved by it. They're making a choice not to do that. Blah, blah, blah. So yes. That's why even...
Matt Board, he goes on to say, sorry,
Yeah.
it's called responsible content creation versus bloated production budgets. That land your show in the first to be canceled column on the studio, which is funny because that's basically the amount they were spending per episode on Starfleet Academy. Look
Well,
what happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a remaster, remember? Wouldn't it be the same complaint if it was
true.
the 60s version? This is we did it again with sort of, more time, more money, more effort-ish. But it's funny, Stuart, like, I remember for one of your films, like, the Foley's mentioned or whatever, and I did a new shot, even though I did a very similar shot in the previous movie, because I knew you'd want to see a different angle, because I might as well. Because it's like, I always sense repeated shots. Because they're repeated, right? You can get away with it sometimes, but it's like, no, if it takes me 2 hours to make a shot, I'll do a new shot. Yeah, that's fine. Do it for the fans, etc. But yeah, we've escalated.
For the fans!
Yeah, literally. But I love that this episode, and you said earlier, is that they don't know how to solve any problem specifically. There's no big science solutions. There's no big tactical solutions, as in with Fesarius herself. They are so outmatched. It feels like Intimate Darkly, where you can't kill Defiant. You can't. So that's kind
of it's also like the whale probe, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
All their systems are down. They can't do anything. They're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, and then I love the frustration on Kirk's face because he's getting more agitated as we go here. Because he's like, he's got this ship, he's got this crew, they're gonna die because he's the one in charge, and there's nothing he can do.
Well, that's the next scene, the pacing. I mean, it's really, really interesting, and it's brave. All 3 of their first episodes have been brave in different ways. Making a Federation officer the villain is brave. To have so much of a cast, so you're hiring a lot of extras here, a lot of people, and to have and the first line is bitching at Sulu for saying numbers, but that just shows the tension in a small way. It works, it's great. And to have Kirk, beautiful focus pull, watching Shatner walk into frame. Beautiful editing, and then he turn and then go to Spock. Spock says the thing. He leaves, and as soon as he retort, just really beautiful camera work. It's just like
you can see the view screen. That's part of it.
Oh
This isn't as good as the Doomsday Machine, where he walks around the entirety of the bridge right in front of the view screen as well.
Yeah,
that's a great shot. But this one, you get a sense for that. But before we get that specifically, he makes this point of saying, "Look, humans, we don't like misunderstandings. We didn't know what your probe was. It emitted radiation that was harmful to our species. If you've looked at our tapes, which you have, and our databanks, you know that's true. We don't go out seeking problems." So I love that. It's the reiteration of the Prime Directive and just Starfleet's mission, and it just gets ignored, and it pisses Kirk off. So
what's the thing?
He's doing what he can.
When you're being confronted with a bully, and you're there to meet anybody, and they're bullying you, but you're there to meet them, it's like the rock of the hard place of ideals. And the third ideal, we also don't want to die, and we can't do anything. That's what I'm saying. It's a really brave situation to put themselves in. And I just love this walk and talk, like I say, of Kirk, because he has 7 minutes, and we know how quick 7 minutes can go, right? That's it.
Well, other than with the pacing and talking to Spock here, they're at 4 minutes. And this is where that bad lighting comes into play.
It's dramatic, but there's clearly stuff in the way of stuff. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
They've removed part of the set, because as you can see, with they go up to Spock station, that's the edge of his console. They've pulled out that segment to shoot. So it's really unusual to shoot this angle, which is why it's kind of like, what?
So the lighting in the darkness, and then they move forward and it's lit again.
Yeah.
So
they're not set up to light this angle. It's not an angle they ever do. I don't know if they ever do it again, to be honest, because it's so distinct. But it's he has nothing. He has
Yeah.
nothing.
And Spock doesn't help. He says in chess, when the player gets checkmated, it's game over. He's like, "That's your best recommendation?
Die?
Okay, I'm just going to go sit in my captain's chair now because my team is useless."
Yeah. But it's interesting. And that's what thing.
Yeah.
Everyone here's chill. Even the people in the background, they're just talking calmly. It's this atmosphere of, oh no, but we trust our captain. You know, if this were Discovery or Stranger Worlds, the camera would be zipping around, but someone would say, "An idea, Captain. What idea?" You know, I know they're going to live, and we know they're going to live, but it's really the professionalism. That said, Bones comes on.
I know what you're going to say about this next scene. Do you want me to say my piece first?
Yeah, yes, but let me say the pre-bit because it's just about him entering the room. Nothing about yeah. And then Bones comes in, which is fun because 4 minutes he's choosing to not do it in his office in anything. He's going up to the bridge, which in itself is going to take a minute. So he's like, right, I want to die on the bridge. It's like, what? I love that. It's such a small note. Yeah. Now the thing I say, just
yeah, and he comes on and says, "Look, if we get out of this," and Kirk, or what does he say? Hold on, this is actually really important.
It's specific
because he says, "Assuming we get out of this," and Kirk's like, "Nobody's given up yet," because Kirk's frustrated. He wants to come up with a
solution.
He's
dying in 3 minutes. Yeah, I would be too.
And Kirk saying that pisses off McCoy. You can see it in his face. And then he goes up to him, "Let me enter in the medical thing about Bailey that it was simple fatigue. I don't want it this because you pushed him. It's your fault. He doesn't deserve to have a scar on his record because of it." And he's like, "That's my decision, doctor. I'll make that choice." He goes, "It was your mistake. You overworked him. You pushed him. You expected too much of him." And Kirk's like, "I'm ordering you to drop it." And I love this because McCoy is trying to. People deal with shit differently. 4 minutes left to live. McCoy's probably trying to distract himself by focusing on work and what I'm going to enter in the log, and also a last "I told you so" to Kirk, as the doctor. "I told you, Captain, you're doing this wrong." Kirk's of course pissed off because it's like, "Don't fucking tell me what to do on my bridge, doctor. That's a decision I'll make later should we survive this." I kind of love it. It's not sure you got 4 minutes left to live. The last thing you want to do is kind of argue. They end up being like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of sorry about that." McCoy realized he pushed too much, but people deal with shit differently, and I think him coming to the bridge and talking about work is the only way, like, better than just staring at the view screen, right? But confronting the captain on the bridge is also a bad idea because it makes the captain look bad, but at the same time they're friends. And Kirk's like, "Anytime you can bluff me, doctor." And it's like fucking awkward. Everybody on the bridge is like, Sulu even kind of looks and goes, "Oh, okay, shit." So everybody's dealing with it differently. Sulu is cool as a cucumber. Gonna die in a second. He's like, "So if anybody cares, we got this much time left."
I would imagine that George is getting no direction at all because he's like the tiniest peg out of everybody. But I love that he's choosing to be that calm. It's such a good. That's captain material, Stuart.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Yeah, small things.
PXR away before you jump in. £20. Thank you again. Much appreciated.
Super appreciated.
Favorite scenes in this episode: the Enterprise breaking away from the cube and it starts emitting radiation. At the end, where Kirk decides to rescue the crew of the crippled enemy ship, shows compassion. Yeah. What's the mission of this ship, Doctor? Yeah, he doesn't say in this episode, but in an episode he says, let's show them what our high-sounding ideals actually mean.
Yeah.
Yes, you can spew all you want that you're there for peaceful reasons and exploration and you want to help everybody, but it's your actions that matter. So, yeah.
And great question. We want questions, guys. Put them in the chat. Devereaux, question: if the First Federation was so powerful, where were they during the Klingon War or the Romulan War?
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't know if there's an answer coming there. Or...
Well, I didn't hear the question. I just heard something about you
question.
Through it and...
If the First Federation was so powerful, where were they during the Klingon War or the Romulan War?
In their own galaxy.
Says the book. Which I like. But Stuart, the poll, which I want to do a new poll if that's all right. Oh, God, 6 hours ago. Wow, okay. 55 votes, though. Do you think this should be episode 2 or episode 10? So, production order or release order? 60% episode 2, 40% episode 10. So, not like total slam dunk, but yes. New poll incoming. Vote on it right now! Once I submit it.
Yeah. But I love the tension here between the two of them. And it kind of ends with like we're both sorry for overreacting. We're gonna die in a couple seconds here, so let's just deal with it.
So I loved your take on it. My version, it's a really unique bit. They're really playing strong here, and I imagine that DeForest like eat these things up. This is what he was an actor. These really strong scenes that are focused on you and your character and unique. If we assume they've known each other for a few years, right? Maybe not served together, but knew each other for a few years. And McCoy he could take over take over the ship if he wants to. He could tell the crew these people are medically unfit, right? So he could take over in some meaningful way or demote, bring them down. So he has a certain power that he's comfortable wielding, like Beverly, right? So he's able to be more honest, right? So that straight away. He's also thinking, I mean, unless there's some miracle, they're all going to die, which is kind of unusual for them to really plan for that. But the fact that he wants to be I told you so and to have the last word that badly, I don't think he came to the bridge with that intent, because I think that's a bit too negative on the person. But I think as soon as he felt the tension, he's like,
he fired back.
I'm just going to speak, and he's just letting it loose because he's, we would have done better things with the probe had you not had the guy I said not to have in the role. I did tell you that, and no one died luckily, but maybe I should have mentioned this earlier. Maybe it was radiation damage from the radiation from the previous probe that hurt some people. That he's had a flood of people in sick bay. He's had to heal, right? Rage sickness is a thing. So and Kirk's up here in his ivory tower not seeing that, but to be that intent with almost seconds left to live is bold and rude, let's be fair, but also, if you die, who cares, right? It's a weird play, but the fact that Kirk says, I order you to shut the hell up, is also a unique way of playing, because can he disobey the order if you're about to die, or do you respect? It's like a power play after a power play.
Yeah.
But also, please
you can see the frustration in both of them.
Yeah, what's a shit day?
And Kirk especially. Kirk, this is not typical Kirk. No. Kirk usually stays pretty cool in situations, but he usually has some form of control.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they're literally dead here.
And remember, 18 hours where they were stuck. Pre this, where he had 5 ideas, they all failed. He had 3 other ideas, told they weren't going to work, and they're just running down to nothing. It's like the Void from Voyager. We're only seeing the end of them being locked in a black void for 6 months. What it does to them, right? So there's things to consider that in the script. You just have to appreciate them watching. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. It's mature, not hold your hand sci-fi with a very simple premise. Let's be fair, very very simple premise, but there's some really nice weight to everything and sweaty faces.
And then we get the return of confident Kirk. He's like,
oh yes,
not chess, Mr. Spock, poker. And then he just leans back in the chair. He's like, okay, this is where I shine. I love it. And he talks about something that's never been incorporated into any Federation database, Corbomite, which any attacking ship will be destroyed. In the history of the Federation, no one has survived the attempt. So if you value, or he even says, we don't value, what does he say exactly? Death has little meaning to us. If it has little to you, attack us. Which is great. And then he does mention it's been in use for 2 centuries. So Enterprise era, which is great. And he also says, he closes it out with, we grow annoyed at your foolishness. Cut the channel. I love it. He's back in charge, and he's lost that look of frustration, and it's like, all right, let's see how this plays out. And I love that the timer goes past the 30 seconds because everybody's like holding their breath. And then all of a sudden you see after like 10 or 15 seconds past that, they're like, breathing a sigh of relief. It worked.
Well, it's the exact confidence of getting $100 super chat. It's like, the live's worth it.
Yeah.
We can be chill now,
Yeah.
But also nothing to lose, right? It's nice. But briefly, Matt and Dan are discussing Babylon 5 and if they remastered the VFX for the Blu-rays. They did not. Didn't touch them beyond just their AI or upscaling. However, there are several fans, mostly one, but a couple that have access to some scene files that were able to re-render them with old versions of Lightwave in HD. Cool. Not involved in that myself, even though I know B5 stuff. And they could have in theory they could have bought them from the fans, but companies don't do that, and also then you see the difference in quality, blah blah blah. So no, nothing, unfortunately, nothing remastered in the Blu-rays for VFX, but it would have been a lot of work. That's why they didn't do it. But the live action was great. So yeah, but do go check out because it looks a lot better in HD, just the same stuff re-rendered. But no, the bluff, beautiful.
Yeah, and after Kirk does it, Spock comes up and kind of gives us a look like, I don't think it's going to work, and then says,
I told you so in advance.
Yeah, I would have liked to got to know this Balok. In some manner, he is reminiscent of my father. Like, what does that mean? And somebody on the live clarified it for me last night. Like, somebody that's coming from a position of power, demanding things from you, and giving you really no choice, which is kind of what Spock's dad did. That's looking very deep into it, because we don't know who Spock's father is at this point, and they don't know either. Let's be honest. But I love the little then may heaven helped your mother. And Spock's like, no, on the contrary, she considers herself very fortunate Earthwoman. And I said to Sylvia, he's got a big one, and she's like, no, you're looking at it all wrong. From a woman's perspective, Vulcans have like twice the stamina, twice the endurance. And I'm like, oh shit. So,
and there might be moments when it's only logical that she finished first.
Oh, yeah, multiple times.
Logic trumps anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing when there is no canon for that. Someone just wrote there's a throwaway line.
Yeah.
And yet we're here like, that's the guy who's the Romulan in Bow's Terror, who's then yelling illogical in TNG. It's like, what? Yeah, but I try and put it together. But no, yeah, the idea of the bluff is so fun because it's
Kirk.
Well, yes, but it's I can see why the chess makes sense for a structured, professional, non-military work environment. There's a rule book and you follow it. Poker is
logical game, force versus force, equal.
Yeah,
that's not the case here.
Yeah. So poker is not something you do that, and in any real life situation, it's a hell of a risk. Imagine being in North Korea and bluffing with nukes, and they call it, and you'll die. It's the biggest risk, but we're about to die. There's only reward here, and so you can absolutely sense Bill Shatner, just the weight that was on him, like the crushing weight of stress. It lifts because this is a great idea. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, and he tries it, but he stays calm. He's not losing his tone. It's so well acted from just a character perspective, and then it works. Then when the timer clicks, like we know they're gonna live. We know as the audience, but there's a real the game literally changed when the seconds tip over.
Yep.
And now we're in no man's land. And I would imagine that I would put like 2 Quatlus, not a lot, but 2. The Balok in
the newcomer.
No. That in this time Balok's like furiously scanning the ship looking for any device that could do this, and he's like, there isn't. I know there isn't. So this is a bullshit lie. I love this.
Yeah.
Now I want to see more about them because that's a weird play. So I think this is when it goes from being out of our territory to, okay, you're out of the box. Because at the very least, you just launch a shuttle, leave, the shuttle blows them up and they die. There's easy ways of getting rid of him that would solve the Corbomite maneuver, but I kind of think there's because you would surely know there's no Corbomite, whatever that is, on the ship.
Well, we're gonna get there in a second.
I know.
Before that, though, before the 30 seconds is up, McCoy comes up.
Yes.
And Kirk is like, sorry, Doc. And McCoy's like, for what? Having other things on your mind? My fault.
Yes.
I don't know how in the devil you kept from punching me in the face. So they reconcile here, as men tend to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Sulu's like, if anybody cares, there's 30 seconds left.
That's such a charming line, though. That's the stuff that Hura should have got. It's like tiny, but you can do something with it. And then, narratively,
Bailey comes in.
We've got 30 seconds. This is everyone's focus, and he changes everything. He knows. He's counting the seconds, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's both wonderfully selfish and wonderfully selfless, but so many things are, right?
Yep.
It's selfless in that he can be there at his post, and he knows he's got nothing to lose. He'll do his job well if he's there,
Yeah.
if they need him. So he's being selfless. He's not dying in his own room. He's not dying with his friends, family. He's dying there. Cool. But he's selfish, and then he wants to get forgiveness from the crew and push them to do it at the last minute, because then he'll feel better for his last few seconds. Both are not a problem, but it's absolutely both, and it's everyone can have this second of catharsis. He's not earned it per se, but
Yeah.
you might as well give him the shot, and then he's there as 10 seconds. It's like, it's such a funny, weird thing. It's almost as weird as doing coffee. Coffee's being made right now. There are beans in a
Hold on.
colander. I know, but right now, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you want to have coffee before you die. Come on.
It's
Um,
great.
But I also love the little smirk that McCoy gives, like, oh, maybe I was wrong. And Kirk even gives him a little glance, like, fucking told you so. Um, so yeah, I think it's great. There's a lot of subtlety here, and it's so well done. So kudos to them, because this is awesome. But yeah, Bailey sits down, and 10 seconds, 9, 8, 6, 7, 6, nothing. Nothing happens. And there's just like hushed silence for a minute, and then you see all the relief kind of peeking everybody. It's great. Yeah. And everybody's kind of like clenched, holding their breath, like waiting for the thing that's going to destroy them. And then you get Kirk go, just an audible like sigh and a little lean forward, like, Jesus Christ.
All right, now on to the hard bit.
Yeah. And Spock, very interesting game, this poker. Does have its advantages over chess. Love to teach it to you. Yeah. So anyway, then Balok comes on and says, the destruction of your vessel has been delayed. We will relent in your destruction, but we need proof of this Corbomite device.
Nope.
Kirk's like, nope, hold on that. Let's let them sweat. I love that. It's typical Kirk.
But it's such a clever game within a game, because he's forced them to back down from the cliffiest of cliffs, and he's still nothing to lose. So he's playing the gamiest of games, but it makes all the sense in the world. But he's already made this huge victory, right? And for Balok's thinking, well, if I push them further, they'll whatever. No, it's very clever.
And then request denied, and cuts him off again.
Love it. And then fresh coffee. It's like, who wrote this shit? I love it. She's like, the captain needs coffee in case he doesn't die in 2 minutes. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I love it.
yeah. And right before that, Balok comes on and says, look, we're going to give you, like, you saw you despite your efforts to see my form. I hope you're happy, by the way. Hope it satisfied your curiosity.
Yeah.
But here's another demonstration of our superiority. And everybody's like, what? What's happening? Then coffee. Oh, your superiority is you had our yeoman bring coffee to us. Oh, we love you. How'd you do that? Mind control? Is that the next thing you're showing us? I don't know. But yes, power is out in the galley, so she heated up coffee with a phaser. So we already know phasers can just heat up liquid, which is great.
Geordie be proud with him doing. I mean, and also they are tiny. I mean, they've now, there's not yet the phaser, and they've moved away from Cage, so already now this is a tiny little. It's smaller than the communication tool. It's great. I love it. Makes sense.
And then we see the little ship split off,
Mm-hmm.
and the Fesarius takes off. This one's a small ship, about 2,000 metric tons. So they've decided that they're going to take the ship to a planet of the First Federation, and which is capable of sustaining your life form. You'll disembark, be interned, and we're just going to destroy your ship.
Which, in fairness, good failsafe. That makes a lot of sense from them. It's like, yeah, we're no threat, we're no risk, cool. Don't know why Fesarius can't do it. Be honest with you.
I think it's part of the test. This is now a smaller ship. Are you going to attack me now? Because he gives them gives them control over their systems again. He says, sustain your life, whatever. I've opened up your systems. But he says, don't be deceived by the size of this vessel. It is equally potential to destroy your vessel.
You think it's actually smaller than Enterprise? We don't really get a sense of scale.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So the exact opposite of now we've used our fake trickery of size matters not. It's so big, it's not that powerful. Really, now we've gone the small version. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's still a game of poker because he says any move to escape or destroy the
Mm.
ship will result in the instant destruction of the Enterprise. So it's still a test.
Or is now
Still
starting
trying.
test full on. Which
Well, I think that was since the beginning, honestly. But yeah. So anyway, they're getting towed.
I do wish there's a track beam effect. Because
It's so advanced it doesn't need it.
100%, but then it would make the pull away moment have more power. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it's just very passive shots and they could be improved. I mean, here we do see the scale. I didn't know if that was in it. And they're getting tractor beamed and they're sort of bored again because we're doing this again. First we were stuck, then we were being, told we're going to die, and now we're being pulled. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Kirk makes a stupid
Here it is. I was
hypothesis.
just reading it as you said this. Yeah.
Stupid. Read it out, because it's very silly.
Balok's tractor beam has to be a heavy drain of power on such a small ship. Question, will he grow careless? It's like, really, if they have more advanced tech, that's a real leap in logic. Because that's just dumb. It's a good assumption to have in your brain as a captain, but at the same time, you saw the size of the mothership. You know that they have more advanced tech than you. They can shut down your systems. Why would you automatically assume that a tractor beam would have such a heavy drain on such a small ship? On a small ship of the Starfleets, yes, probably. You're right. But to project that onto an alien species that is likely way more advanced than you.
What if there's a dedicated towing ship, and therefore that's its whole purpose?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure those DS9 tugs have more tractor beam power available than anything else, despite their size.
If this had been said after he drew back power a bit and moved a little further away, then I can see Kirk making that assumption. But this is before that happens.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, again, they've not got anything to lose.
yeah.
But this is where the simplicity of the plot comes across. Their first plan was shoot it. Second plan was bluff. Third plan is we'll just get out of the way. None of that's smart, but they're all simple. So 3 in a row is like, okay, is that it? Because all they do is escape. But it does feel like in both watches that I don't think the small ship has a problem keeping the tractor beam. I don't think. Do they say explicitly, not that's necessarily logical, that they warp and then impulse away? Is that what they're actually at warp power and then they use impulse as secondary? I feel like I heard that.
I don't know. He did order when engines weren't working earlier. He did say impulse, then switch to impulse, and he was like, "It's also dead." We'll get there in just a second because this is where he says plot a right shearing course away from the thing when I give the order.
Yes.
Should there be a?
Because I guess they have to be at warp just because they wouldn't get anywhere.
They're not. They said they're at 0.64 of light speed.
Okay. I don't know. I just, of course, they have enough power to tractor beam your shitty little ship that they disabled instantly. Come on, Kirk.
And
come on, mate.
And then you get a shot of the coolant temp primary manifold, which is over on the left-hand side. But Sulu's looking down at his console. I mean, he could have an indicator, but he doesn't have that fucking.
I didn't catch
sure.
that. Yeah. I also love Spock says they're 2,000 degrees hotter than highest. At any metric, that's molten metal lava burning. If it's rated for 2,000 degrees more, that's some good shit right there. Wow. My phone probably can't keep like 50 degrees hotter.
Well, when I had my iPhone in the Dominican for Sylvia's sister's wedding, it actually just had a fucking big exclamation point because it overheated because it was in the sun. Only other time it's ever fucking happened. Yeah. Just big exclamation point on the view screen. Oh man, fucking overheated.
Yeah.
God damn it, can't use anything.
Anyway, so they start the maneuver, and visually it's not very impressive, but what amuses me is that they do commit to the corridor people. Love that, fantastic. But there's a beautiful
crew.
Oh, yeah. There's a beautiful disconnect though in the actors because they're not being directed properly, and I'll explain. So there are close-ups when they're all doing this, right? and obviously they are holding the set. So that's how they do the faking, right? However, they're all doing it in different ways because they're all in their own head. Kirk isn't moving at all in the wides. He's in the scene because there's before the big shake and there's after the big shake, right? It builds. Shatner doesn't move really at all. However, Nimoy, he is consistently through all the wides doing the same things as in close-up, which is grab the wall and shake. He's doing full shaking for the entire scene, irrespective of when in the scene it is.
Yeah.
Even though most people aren't, and Michelle's a little bit doing it, and DeForest kind of linking with her, but the main three at the front aren't really responding, but Spock is always shaking, and so there's a beautiful disconnect, because that's just pure direct, that's just pure editing, like, they're just not, whatever. But if you watch it, he's always like, when nothing's actually happening that much. I just love it.
Yeah.
It's very, very small.
Great shot of the ship, though. You get to see in the windows.
Yeah, I forgot that was
nice shot.
back in.
Yeah. But yeah, then he orders to shear away, and they do. The impulse engines are on.
Finally! Shit! They haven't been on at any point.
We should watch the original and compare it.
I'll do that right now. Because, I mean, yeah, was that intentional? We're not fixing that? Or this is a really great shot, because there's obviously not that many original shots, as in not like this. Yeah. But they're like, we need to do a new shot here to sell the moment. Let's go see what the original is.
Dan Ben says there's a light circle on the turbolift door. Well, yeah. Balok's ship is getting brighter and brighter and brighter on the view screen. I know that's not what that is. It's actually just a stage light, but still. The lighting on the bridge is brighter because that's what they're seeing on the view screen. Like you see the ship get brighter.
Sorry. Stop. Sorry.
What did you do? What did you do?
That's very loud Enterprise music. Sorry. I didn't realize it was on like full volume. Sorry, guys.
I didn't hear it.
I know you didn't.
I'm all good. RIP headphone user.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Okay, so I'm watching now. Very a muted color. Just in general. But it's amazing how close they match. I mean, these are good visuals, right? The small ship and the Fesarius, they work, so why change them? But it's amazing how well they hold up, even the basic. Let's see Balok for a second. Where is? Stu, do you want to do a PayPal super chat comment thing while I briefly look at this?
Not really.
Okay.
Just tell everybody, PayPal or super chat in.
Yeah.
We want to hear your thoughts. We're coming up to the scoring part, so we want to get a few super chat scores. Would be awesome. Haven't had a PayPal yet this one, but if you want to, please do so. You can put as much as you like in there. So you can give a little review of the episode.
Love a full review.
So
that is your time.
Let's see what you got. We got 39 people here and 40 likes, so that's good. But can we get 10 more likes? Some people might not have hit it yet, so please do so. Let's get up to 50.
It's funny. There's almost like more. There's actually more space shots. It looks like in the original. It's the same shot of the exterior, but they cut to it more often, which kind of helps which kind of helps to bridge the, and like they reverse the footage so it goes back forward. It's the same pan. It's kind of amusing.
Ryan K is like, my ears. Stinky face. One of those unfortunate headphone users.
Rippy rip. What am I looking for here? What's the shot?
The impulse engines when they break.
Oh yes. Okay. Okay, I'm at the moment. So there's actually more space shots, but they're the same shot. Okay, breaking free, sir. Oh, okay. There is a breaking free. There's no impulse engine. They just physically get the footage and move it that way.
Yeah. They do
but but 100% worked. Like, actually surprisingly good. This is cooler. I actually really kind of like the effect of the original series of the glowing ball small ship better. Actually, this feels more. I mean, I know it's more CG, but it actually kind of like. I like the. I don't know.
You like the more practical stuff.
Yeah, there's more glow here that kind of eats the image. The other one, the glow is more subtle because it's actually glowing during effects. Yeah, hard to do. No complaint per se. Just anyway. But yeah, they escape. And it's super interesting because there's no indication, right? At this point, 2 seconds later, their ship's damaged. So conceptually, that shuttle should just turn around and come back, right? Logically,
Yeah.
that's what's going to happen. So when Scott comes on, he's like, "We're just damaged. I recommend being here repairing for hours." And it's like, "But they'll catch us in 10 seconds if you don't leave, Scott. Why would you even say that?" And Spock's like, "Don't do it."
He doesn't know. He just knows the engines are burnt out. He needs time to fix them.
Yeah, I
That's all
know.
he's asking.
It's a fun disconnect. And there's a really, and I'll do this visually because I wonder if this was intentional or not. So Scotty says that, right? And Spock's like, basically no. But Scotty walks up to his station, but Spock's behind him. So Spock goes past him and says something. Scotty has to do this, does a full turn to look back at Spock because of the way the framing is. It's like, it's wonderfully awkwardly real.
Yeah.
It's a full 360 just to look at Spock because he turns around the wrong way on him. I love it. It's like, what? It's great. It's great. Sorry, it's all like. But then distress
Uhura
call.
says, yeah, there's a distress call signal to the Fesarius. His
Mhm.
engines are out. His life-sustaining system isn't operating.
Mhm.
It's repeating, sir. Any reply? She's like, negative. The signal is growing weak. I doubt it even would reach the mothership. So,
Really crap distress call. Because that mothership is minutes away.
again, it's a test.
Oh, sure. But just to make it believable,
Yeah.
really crap. Which is imply they're damaged, but do they say they're damaged or is it just inferred?
They say life support system's failing,
Okay.
and
But why?
his engines are out,
Yes.
and his life-sustaining system isn't operating
Why?
because they overloaded their systems.
How?
Because the Enterprise was putting resistance on the tractor beam.
So the tractor beam blew in theory.
Yes.
Okay.
Or they put so much power into it to sustain it that when they broke away, it just
Feedback.
yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking that there wasn't a rationale when I watched it either time of like why, but okay, that makes some sense at least.
Yeah.
Especially I can imagine maybe they conceptually developed power to tractor beam to keep them in it, and therefore that pushed it past their red line, and then yeah, okay.
So he says sets a course for it and says intership. He's First Federation vessel is in distress. We're preparing to board it.
Yeah.
There are lives at stake by our standards, alien lives, but lives nevertheless.
And how much hesitation does he show before he orders go help them?
None.
None. And it's not even in a braggy way.
It's a lean on the railing, going, "What's the next step?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Do what we do.
Yep. It's remarkable actually because he could have made it braggy, could have made it we'll take them hostage. There's no inference besides we've got to help because we're in a better position. We want to help, and that's really remarkable. That's really, really the way that's done is it's the fact that it's like we'll get there, but the way that Uhura doesn't react to the N word, from Abraham Lincoln. The lack of reaction is the reaction, is a statement. The fact that he doesn't react to them except will help them is the statement, right? But there is definitely, I'm intrigued at this point because in theory, there could be a 2,000 person crew from the Fesarius, right? It's a huge ship. The small ship prize several dozen people. They're probably going to be armed. They've tried to destroy us. So he's walking in, even if they're damaged, he's walking into either a firefight or at least a Mexican standoff, right? Yeah, he's so damn calm. I know we know and the script knows that's not the case, but it's amazing how he's not bringing security. He's not doing anything that would be logical. What's your take on that? Because he's oddly unprepared for what it could be, right?
Just they're in distress. He's going to help. I mean, it's don't go over there with armed crew necessarily. I don't know. That's my take on it. It's just he has an instinct. He has a gut feeling. He's going to do what the Federation is supposed to do, and that's help people. And he did say earlier that their mission is to explore the alien life, new civilizations, and all that. So, go ahead.
It's very likely though that he was willingly making himself a captive, at least for a bit. The very high chance, right?
Yeah.
So it's very brave of him. Foolish,
but this is where,
but brave.
Yeah. So McCoy comes up and is like, "Don't you think? What's the mission of this vessel, Doctor? To seek out and contact alien life and
well, there it is.
Yeah, what our high-standing words mean. Any questions? No. All right, cool. I'll take 2 men with me. Dr. McCoy to examine and treat the aliens if necessary. And you, Mr. Bailey. Me, sir? Yeah, the face of the unknown. I think I'll you look at it. And here it is. The face of the unknown.
Oh shit!
That's the name
Ah,
of the
that's
book. That's
good.
the name of the sequel.
That's good. That was seamless.
There's Balok.
That's
There's,
good.
But anyway,
But then
I
I was left confused, and then Spock says, "Can I come?" I mean,
yeah,
obviously he should go, obviously, and Kirk. This is just great writing. Kirk's like basically says, "If this goes bad, you need to be here a second in command, so no." And Spock's face is like, "Fair."
yep.
Oh, it's good.
My job. It's my job.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's a trap, I want you here.
yeah, because he should go, right? He. There's no engineer going. Yeah. I don't really. Okay, explain why they want incompetent guy who's failed the whole day to go.
I don't know. I'm
Okay,
still,
okay,
well, because I think Kirk sees something in him. This is what he was about. This is why he joined Starfleet to kind of, maybe he's an anthropologist or something,
yeah,
studies civilizations. Who knows? But it could be helpful. But yeah, I don't know if I would be so quick to bring him along for this exact instance. Maybe after we gone over
yeah,
and saw
exactly.
that things were cool.
Yeah, that's what I would bring him
But
over
yeah,
if that was
me as a captain wouldn't necessarily do that unless it was somebody that I had faith in.
like Valeris. Like she's
Sure.
shown lots of good stuff from her first. You know what I mean? Like oh, new guy, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
It just this is when it feels like well we need to do something with him because that's why he's here. And he was like, why me? It's a bit too TV for me personally, but we also need to get rid of him for the point. I don't know. It's just a bit odd. If he brought two security, the doctor, and then if he offered to go, I need to go, sir, because I need to see. Like, I would have written it differently, but we're running out of time, as in the show is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. They get transporter room. We have another tremendous Asian operator who I believe was in the corridor scene. Actually,
Probably. Yeah, so this is 3 episodes now, The Cage, Romance Gone Before, and this one. I'll have an Asian operator at the transporter. And my thing is because in the 60s is stereotypical that Asians were really good at math. So to get the coordinates for the transporter and the beaming and all that, you need an Asian there. I guess.
You can't say anything. Although this one has got perfect eyesight. No glasses needed.
Yes.
We're lessening each time.
Yeah.
And this is a thing my dad likes but doesn't want. They have the changeover from the harness to the belt. Also abandoned for Velcro and more bland, but it's this odd brown leather suede belt thing, which is really big. It's oddly big.
It's still very like Western
Western.
gunslinger.
Yeah.
Gunslinger holster like vibe.
That said,
it looks good. I like it.
I think it looks dumb until the other guy pulls his shirt down, it hides it perfectly, and like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I've only ever seen cosplayers wear it on the outside because they spend lots of money on it. I never see. I mean, it's such a short-used thing, but it's so glaring. But the fact it's a one-take shot, I bet this was so many takes. Because imagine if Shatner did a perfect performance, but the guy didn't do his belt properly. Like, there's some level of which take are we going to use with which person did it properly. So I feel like he's yeah, I don't know. I like it.
I mean, Scotty hands him the communicator and the phaser weapon, as he calls it. And then when Kirk puts them both on, which is great, and walks towards it. And I love how the phaser is like half the size of the communicator. It's never really addressed, but
there you go.
No, I think for away missions and landing parties, having a belt like that is actually a good thing because in an emergency you can use it as a tourniquet. You could have different uses as far as being more equipment on hand.
I like that.
So it probably has a medical like tourniquet kind of idea behind it. But yeah, I like the look of the holster, honestly.
Would you admit it is a bit silly looking, but it's stylistically looking?
Yes, it's better than the Cage ones, which were more tactical.
More World War II.
Well, yes.
Which is tactical. But I just wanted to show his ass here. No, I mean, I want to show we have canonically got the communicator. It's not used, but it is there. So, yay, right? But also symbolically, you know, in more modern, meaning season 2 and 3, the way they do it is there's Velcro, there's a line of Velcro on their trousers, which connects to Velcro on the phaser. So it's invisible.
Yeah.
That's how mine is, how Dad's is. It's very clever. So it's not a belt, but it works, right? It's great. They didn't have that yet, so here it is. But it's very, very, and there's both for the tricorder and the communicator and the phaser. But that means you see the phaser visibly, right? This version allows it to be entirely hidden in the jacket, which makes it more we don't want to appear hostile. So in this situation, this works really well. This is the away team stealth gear, you know. It's actually quite successful, so I really like they pull it down. And then the awkward hunch, and you can tell the actors are like, how far do we commit to this bit? Do we just go, okay, yeah?
And
it's cute.
in this book, they make a point of saying they don't have to do that because the Fesarius has been modified for Bailey, so they don't have to bend over.
I wonder if it was easier or harder to build this set, because we have to make it smaller, because the builders had to...
The chairs are so tiny.
You know what I mean? Like, if it's standard size, you get to build it normal.
Well, the thing that bothers me is you can't move during transporting. McCoy puts his hands on his knees on the transporter pad, but when they beam over, he's got him at the side. It's a small thing. But back then, you couldn't move during transport, despite what fucking Discovery says, because one of the parts of transporters was a stasis field around your body to prevent movement, so that you didn't get put together and when you sneeze mid-transport and you fucking just a pink mist appears at the other side.
He's dead, Jim. What do you do? He moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even stylistically don't have people move and beaming in Trek shorts. I really like that visual of them freezing. It's a really fun thing. It's easy to do, but it's just a really fun thing. Yeah, the beam in. This is how we have the TOS. This set is boring as hell. Color-wise, they make it really interesting with light and shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not subtle, but it works super well. Although I love the also just having cloth. Yeah, they bump into the mannequin instantly, and yeah. Just what always confused me though, Stuart, is why has he got a TOS Federation 2260 style engineering console behind him?
Because they hadn't put it in engineering yet, because the engineering set wasn't built, probably.
So you're saying canonically they borrowed this from Fesarius? Is that what you're saying?
Sure, no.
Same. Oh,
I'm not saying that at all.
It's the same thing.
They're just like, this is a really great prop, and it'd be a shame to waste it on just one fucking episode. Let's put it in engineering. No one will notice.
No, it's just blinking lights. It just amuses me because in the canon of the show, it's like, what? Yeah. And I am always going to love Lower Decks for making this a canonical alien with small feet. Just beautiful.
And Matt says that sadly broke that in the Wrath of Khan, where Saavik and Kirk were talking. Yeah, but by that point, transporter technology had advanced to the point where they could move and talk mid-transport.
I think that you said in our review of that was the point of that, to have a talking chat to show its advance. Yeah,
that was the point. To show that the transporter had advanced. Yes,
because they have such a conversation. Their voices, their voices are distorting with the effect.
Yeah,
they're talking, moving. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so then revealed they've chosen to hire a very young person, shave his head.
7 years old. It was 7 at the time.
Shave his head and give him eyebrows.
They didn't shave his head. You can see the prosthetic.
Ah, see, I thought it was
it's very well done.
Okay.
I thought he was shaved for a long time too, but you can tell it's not quite.
It's the same skin tone though, so chef's kiss. Like I mean, you paid actor, right? So you paid to shave your head. I did think the scene was possible as well. Where was the
size of the chairs?
Oh yeah,
just look tiny.
But yeah, where was the thought process to make Balok looks like a baby, right? That's the impression. Yeah. And obviously High Clint Howard, because he looks a bit odd as well. Absolutely fine. Yeah. But it's not a child. It's an adult first Federation officer.
Yeah.
This happened to not be little people, because that would be a different look. This is an adult.
It's also confusing, yes. That's alien, right?
Yeah.
It's not something you'd expect. So yeah. But he does say, I'm the one that operates this entire complex. I'm the only one here. Yeah, and I think that means the Fesarius, which is a huge ship.
I think the Fesarius too, yeah. I've always thought that.
Yeah.
Which is madness, but also, if that's a probe, basically, frick, right?
Well, the cube was the probe.
That's what I'm saying, if the sphere's the probe, and the cube is like the blow-up toy doll that you throw at your dog, right? Shit. But it's such a weird, wonderful, inspired, stupid, clever, fun, odd choice.
Yeah. Well, this whole thing with the Tranya makes me kind of, again, I question Kirk because, first of all, this could be poisoned. Second of all, this could just be bad for humans. Kirk does look at McCoy. McCoy's not scanning it, which you should be doing.
Well, we haven't invented
They decide,
tricorders yet,
and
so
yeah, well, yeah. And Clint Howard is like, or sorry, Balok is like, look, it's fine. I'm drinking it. Yeah, but dude, it could be fine for your species, but be poisonous for humans.
you also
It
poured
could
it out of a
also
different. You poured it out of the bowl, not the pre-made cups. Just saying.
legit. And also, people are known and have not been known in the past centuries to build up resistance to poison.
Yeah.
So they can be taste testers for royalty and stuff. They can detect the poison, but that won't kill
Yep.
them.
Or I took an antidote ahead of time. That's the
Yep.
thing. That's the thing. It's this is pre Star Wars Yoda, but it's also that, you know, they I feel like the scene is trying to say, right, they beam in, it's a child. So they're confused, they want to be let their guard down, but they've also got their guard up because this is the guys that just broke them so heavily. But now they're
Well,
acting so chill because they're not a threat, but the fact that they're not a threat physically or being a threat technologically is the so we
yeah,
trust them because
yeah,
now we're here because we could just break his neck, right?
yes.
A la Cage. So there's layers upon layers that none of it is on in dialogue. It's just have a drink with me.
Balok could have killed them multiple times over at this point.
Yeah,
And I like how he does say, like, yeah, you wouldn't be frightened by me. So what do you think of my counterpart?
yeah, yeah. And it's all the symbology that we can debate that for 5 minutes, but it's just hey, let's have we'll call it a draw. Let's have a drink together. That's great. That's really great. And but the thing is, he's not. It's so unique. He is the audio link dubbing is great. It's for both of them are doing it. It's a really hard thing to do. It's one of the best ones I've seen for this type.
Yeah,
So I mean, the whole
yeah,
thing relies on that voice, but that's where else. But he's not intimidating, Balok, but he doesn't come across as a unable to do anything child. So he,
yeah,
as the actor, is doing more than the physicality. So there's a
yeah,
scene you are left exactly as the crew are thinking, which is, yeah, it's just this is the crew.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. What? It's great. It's really well done.
And Jeff Jacobs points out in Enterprise, they transported Archer when he was running. Yeah, that's one of the things that pissed me off about Enterprise, but it also kind of makes sense. They learn from their mistakes because when they beam up the guy from the planet with the windstorm, they beam him up and he's got fucking leaves in his fucking body.
Yeah, that's directly
Not
referenced.
dead,
Yeah.
not dead, but yeah, that's why they create the stasis field around the transporter effect to prevent anything like foreign object being blown into the beam.
Hmm.
It all makes sense in a way.
Yeah, it's a safety protocol.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that actually makes sense. The tech is not, you know, that was a lucky thing. Like, you could have died there. Well, I didn't. Yeah, but this time.
yeah. But even when he hands him the drinks, he gives him that look like, "Are you gonna drink it? I want you to drink it because you're gonna die."
Hmm.
He gives a suspicious look.
And then
Uh,
Shatner's turn.
Again, it's another test, I think. I
Oh,
think it's another test. I think Shatner at this point, or Kirk at this point, has realized I can totally trust this guy. He's been testing us all along. I'm just going to drink this
or
because,
he's fucking with me. That's fun. We've changed over to frenemies. It's all good.
yeah. But I think it's literally Balak's last test. Even that look he gives them when he hands them the drink, like, "Are you going to drink it? Because it'll kill you,"
Hmm.
is a test. And they drink it, and it's good. And it's Tang. I don't know if you knew that, but it's orange Tang, which is the same stuff the astronauts took up into space.
Very
So
nice.
it's a crystallized orange drink.
And I really like Shatner's um when you have a script, you know what's going to happen. To react surprise is difficult because you have to pick the moment. But the way he drinks it and then has a half-second to react, it's a beautiful reaction moment because he knows he's going to react to it. It's
Mhm.
always pretty good, and the other two are pretty good too. And this is again, we know as the audience, he knows the actor that the guy's leaving. So I felt the guest actor guy, he has a lightness in the scene. It's like, oh, it's good because I'm leaving in like a minute, you know. Because boy, they goes, oh, we should learn from each other. It'd be a great time. Maybe we could I could borrow a crew. Maybe somebody, maybe. Because like, yes, maybe somebody, and then the guy who's a bit crap says, me, I'll do it. And it's like, you want to abandon Starfleet so quickly? I mean, not Starfleet, but it's tonally, it's so strange.
And Kirk's like, "Thank God. First of all, you're off my ship. Second of all, I knew you were good for things like this. So
Yeah,
good job.
you weren't in the right role. Even McCoy said that this He's good. And I love Balok says, "Ah, your best and brightest." He's like, "No,
Hell
mate.
no.
I'm really that's great. You know."
And Kirk says, yeah, this exchange will be good. I'll teach you about humans and our mistakes and
Yep.
how we whatever, and I'll get a better officer in
Hmm.
return. Even though in this book he becomes a diplomat and an ambassador for,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Yeah. No, that's really good. The laugh's funny. The leaving bit's fun. I like how, for whatever reason, so as they're starting to walk out, as I watched it, the way that Samuel Clint holds Kirk's hands feels like a child. Like, hold my hand, Dad. Which is,
Yeah, but then he grabs McCoy's
but then he
the way
grabs
up.
exactly, and that feels like "come with me, sir."
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
balance is really well done. And McCoy doesn't act at all in this scene. He's like, hmm. But there's just fun. People are doing fun things in their own mind, and it works together. And I'm sure the dubbers are thinking,
Before,
he leaves the scene. Now I can dub it without doing lip sync.
yeah.
Haha, let's keep.
And DeForest Kelly's like, this is fucking what I signed up for. This fucking
It's
okay, this
underplayed,
won't
but
go
you
any,
can.
this
Yeah,
isn't gonna go anywhere.
yeah. But he's like, yes, I'll show you my ship because we're similar. You like your ship, I like mine. I love having the credits over them walking past the set. That's such a charming little choice.
Yeah.
Just it's a really sweet little end. It's very TNG like, which is ironic because that means the other way around. It's a very sweet end for a very odd episode that yeah, talk about message. You know? Size matters not. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yoda before Yoda.
Wait for Yoda. Well, what do we have to do, Stuart?
All right. Now's the time, guys. Put in your scores, super chat them in. I will read those after we give
At
our
least
little spiel
one,
and our
guys. At least one.
scores.
Come on.
Yeah, one super chat score or a PayPal one would be awesome. Give us your review of it on PayPal. There's no character limit there. Well, there probably is, but not like super chats. So, yeah, we want to hear your scores. I'm going to give my little wrap up and scoring, and then I will read the PayPal or super chat scores, and then Sam will do his. And if you just want to put it in the regular chat, Sam will read your scores there. But we want to hear your scores and thoughts about this episode. So any way you can do that, please let us know.
We really do. This is really interesting to put them in. So, Stuart, what do you think of season 1, episode 3? And has your opinion changed after 2 straight hours of discussing with you good, bad, and ugly?
Oh man, I thought we were reviewing episode 10. I'm so unprepared. Oh wait, is it the Corbomite Maneuver? Is that? Oh yeah. I really appreciated the conversation. There was a lot of really good stuff that we kind of sussed out, and it's very much a human-centric piece. Like it shows a lot of the arguments back and forth between, and yet friendship between McCoy and Scott, McCoy and Kirk. My God, we got Bailey, who's questionable. We got Spock being Spock, not really helping much. And I love that logic wasn't the answer here, because if it was a Vulcan ship, I don't know how they would have necessarily handled it because they ran out of options. I don't think Balak would have destroyed them, though. That's the thing. I don't think, because it was a test, right? So I don't know. But yeah, good discussions to be had for sure. They definitely have the TOS vibe. Kirk is on point. I love Kirk, the frustration, and then the I can play poker now. I'm gonna bluff him. All right, I love this. Really well done. Like I said, McCoy coming on board, amazing. The interaction between the two of them. There's still no Spock McCoy banter. It'll be interesting to see when that kicks in, but they didn't focus on that at all. Which, under these circumstances, you'd think there might have been some friction there between the two of them, but um, yeah, who is there? Sulu's there. Scotty's on the bridge. Almost all the pieces are in place. We're still not in red, but that's fine. Um, yeah, it was a. I don't. My opinion hasn't changed. I still love this episode. It's one of my upper tier TOS episodes. Just because, like I said, the visuals are really interesting and they really stand out because there's like two aliens, really, kind of, two ships, really, kind of, maybe. But very interesting because not only the look of the Viserys is unique, but also the size of it. Things like that really stick in my brain. And it's probably one of the first ones I ever watched. People always ask me what's my first memory of Star Trek. I don't know, man. I was born. My brother Steve was 10 years old. My brother Sean was 7 years old. I was just born. They were both Star Trek fans. I just grew up around it. I have no memory what my first memory of Star Trek is. It's just always been there. So this is probably one that I watched when I was younger and stuck with me. And I probably thought the little Clint Howard That was creepy, and that probably locked it in there too. Um, so yes, scoring. What are the scores?
So it's enjoyment, old Trek, new Trek, if you'd like to do those four.
Enjoyment, I'll give it a 9. Simple. Old Trek, I'll give it a. There's a lot of shit TOS episodes. I'll give it an 8.5. For new Trek, it's going to be up there about 8.1. And for all Trek, I'll give it like a 7.8. Yeah.
So to clarify, enjoyment 9, old Trek 8.5, new Trek 7.8. Sorry, new Trek 8.1 and old Trek 7.8. So it goes down. Enjoyment, old, new, then all.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I like it.
How about you, Sam? Did the conversation help you at all? Is it more interesting to you to write more off? What are you doing here? Is it a better episode now as a result? I mean, obviously, hanging out with me and them is enriches your life. So
you're not wrong. No, I mean, yeah, I think as I kind of guessed going in, the scenes that are just not very good action are just that. But there's so many single line, duo line, triple line, or looks throughout that's what the meat is. It's the people, it's the characters, it's the fact that they are actually the characters we know already. We're not getting stuff that we don't care about. We're getting actual Kirkisms and McCoyisms and Spockisms. Okay, Spock a little less, but like we're doing that for real. And so it's really interesting to see this journey, and that is good writing. It doesn't have special effects. It doesn't have sets in terms of fancy, but the writing, the smart back and forth, it holds up really, really well. And some interesting light choices, as we said. Yeah, this is a pretty solid episode. I wish it had 5 minutes of different content than what we have to really elevate it. But that's because I know what TOS can be, right? Same with the Yesterday's Enterprise, right? Yesterday's Enterprise, if they didn't do the uniforms or the bridge or like each one element ups it, right? But it's good without each one, but it elevates continuously. This has so many good things, but some bits aren't the same. But like the salad bit is fun, is great, is silly. There's so many things. So it's definitely strong but different. I said the weakest of the three in our other review. I'll say it's definitely the weakest of the three for the story, because the story is very, very, very simple. I mean, it's a one-line elevator sentence, and that's fine, because that's not what it's about. Character work is the best of the three because they're all here, but story-wise, the worst of the three. But then you meld the two, and it becomes really good, right? That's why these metrics are always useful and different. So yeah, very, very interesting. Keep subtracting, guys. You're doing great. I'll get one more. I'll give my scores.
Do you want me to read the?
No, I'll do. We can end on that. It's fine. Enjoyment. I am gonna give it a solid 8.
Nice.
Pretty darn solid. All Trek. I'm gonna say a 6.8. So it's better than last week's for All Trek. There's a lot better Trek, right? Old Trek. Actually, no, New Trek. I'm gonna go 8.3 for New Trek. I think the writing is much better than most of New Trek. So that's higher. Old Trek, again, there's so much better Old Trek. 7 maybe? A little bit generous at 7, but yeah, so higher third. But that's when you get to the really special stuff that elevates, yeah. If Yes Enterprise is a 9.999, this is definitely not an 8 or a 9, in terms of what it does. But that's because, whatever. For me.
Beantown Brown says, "Good review, guys. Can you please review TNG Q Who next?" So many great quotables from Q. We've already reviewed Q Who.
Let me find the link if you haven't already.
Yes, I have not found it. No, we've already reviewed Q Who. Go check that out. We've done a edited review and a live, or we just do the lives on those?
Yeah, just live. We
Just the
released
lives.
that January 7th, 2020. 4,380
COVID. Well,
reviews.
before COVID. COVID
hmm
hit in March.
Yeah, there is a review. Go watch. It's the same format as this, except with no Picard, no Discovery season, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2, episode 16, Q Who, 5-episode review. That all rhymed. That was
So there you go, Beantown Brown. Go check that
done.
out.
Did it. You're welcome.
Your wish is our command. It's already done. We're so good.
Oh my
All
god,
right.
it's still my old background and our old cameras. Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't realize we did it that. Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to these.
Oh, sorry.
$5 PayPal from Jeff Jacobs. Going early at 42 since it's the magic number of the galaxy. Yes, that's true. I rate this a 9 out of 10 for TOS, 8.5 out of 10 for all Trek. Made Jeff pay. There you go. Thank you, Jeff. And appreciate the PayPal as well. Big help.
All the difference.
Going to the super chats though, we got Barry F who puts in $5. So thank you. It says a 5 out of 10. Too old school and too many plot holes. Mhm.
Oh, Barry, plot holes. Say the plot holes. I'm open to hearing what plot holes are, but give us some plot holes that you see. I'd love to know. Let us know right now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Anyway,
Do it,
Captain Robert
Barry.
April, $2, 9.5. How how Star Trek should be. Perfect. And Russell Bowes, £2. I really enjoyed watching. S tier, 9 out of 10. Perfect, yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah, guys.
Glad I'm not alone in loving this episode.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's just there are so many better episodes because they can technically do stuff. The sets are nice. So there's things, right? I can't
before he
60s
gets
lens
to
it.
Yeah, before he gets to the super chat scores, next episode in production order is Mud's Woman, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be the next one on the roster next week. So
Yeah.
what do we got for super chat scores there?
All right. So Chuck says 7.5 out of 10. Different Chuck says 8 out of 10. Sci-Fi Guy 8 out of 10. Ryan says 7 out of 10. Joseph says 8.2 out of 10. Almost there to TOS. Dan says 8 out of 10. T. Tuman says 8 out of 10. Due to minor flaws overall, but very enjoyable. Beantown 6 out of 10. Raj 8.5 out of 10. Most Woke Trick over 10 out of 10. Good. Michael says he agrees with Raj 8.5 out of 10. But 9 out of 10 as a TOS fan. Okay, so yeah. So you're in the high note, they're in the mid note, and I'm in the slightly lower note.
Yeah. So yeah, next time is looking at this guy, Harry Mudd.
It'd be interesting as a side note someday because we have a different scores of like I'm very keen to keep the 10 out of 10s in their own metric, like ultra uber high. It'd be interesting if we went through all of Trek and picked our absolute favorite episodes, the ones that are in the like 9.910 range, like the absolute top. And how low down that scale goes for us, like what is for us is the ultrast of highest, right? It is not the 9, it's the 9.9,
Oh,
Oh,
okay, we got to end this poll as well.
yes.
With 40 votes, A wins with 52%. Second place is S with 28%. And then B 12% and C 8%. So
very nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are way over our time, but it needed to be talked about. So appreciate you guys. Join us.
Yep. You'll join
check
us,
out
yes.
our content on the weekends and join us next week for our lives as well. And yeah, watch Harry Mudd Mudd's Women before Thursday next week. Actually, before Wednesday, because I do a Wednesday night first discussion piece. So.
And there is 40 of you currently. It'd be very, very useful if all of you, most of you, could go and comment on our review that we released earlier today. It's now 140 views in 4 hours, which is terrible. So do comment, because if 20 of you comment in the next 5 minutes, it'll help the algorithm to share it to people. More people see it. So that will actually make a huge difference. So I don't have to watch the whole thing, just comment. We've got 4 comments right now. If you can get 20 comments, that'd be super, super helpful. Would be appreciative. Because, yeah.
if you can, if you're on your mobile or whatever, just
Mm.
swipe to the left. When you got the comments thing,
Mm-hmm.
swipe it to the left. You get a hype button, hit the hype button, and that also helps the algorithm. Shows it's people are liking it. So
Exactly.
like it, comment, and hit the hype button. There's so many more things to do now. Oh damn.
Do it.
All
Do
right.
it.
So have a good weekend, everybody. Until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's got a Foley. Bye, guys.
I'll see you later. Bye. I'm gonna make some kind of joke, but I
I know.
couldn't think of anything.
Yes, go Tranya.